Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Real Talk podcast. We got Dracula
So dude,
in the top right. We got Weapon X KP in the bottom. No
You?
Brandon here today.
you might
I don't
join
really know
later.
why. He's just not here. But yeah, what's been up, guys? It's been a pretty eventful week, to be honest.
Fucks with it. There's a lot that came out this week. Three big
Yeah.
things to talk about.
So as usual, we start these episodes off with anything we've been watching this week. We'll start with Weapon X first today. You been watching anything besides the usual three? His audio cut out.
Uh oh.
Yeah,
There you
besides
go.
the usual three, I've been watching. You know what? Come back to me. Go to Dracula first,
All right.
because I'm blanking. I'm blanking.
What about you, Dracula?
So I started watching an anime this week. Um, I completely had forgot that I read this manga when I was a kid, but I remember living in Brooklyn and reading this manga called Shaman King. And I had brought it up with Sir Smiz, and we talked about it for a little bit, and I was like, "Yeah, man, I wonder if there's an anime out there." And like the other day, scrolling through anime on one of the apps, and there's a fucking 2021 Shaman King anime. So I was like, "What the
So
fuck?"
it's
They would
fresh.
they would wait until like now to drop it. Like it's been out since I was a kid. I was like 11, 12 years old and shit. And then I looked, and there was an anime that had come out like back then, in like 2011 or some shit like that. So we found it, and I started watching it. Man, that shit's dope. Like that brought back a lot of nostalgia for me.
What
I
streaming service is it on?
forgot where I found it.
What'd you say it was called again?
Shaman King.
Did the new season come on yet?
I saw that there was a 2021 release date. I didn't watch it because I wanted to watch the original, and that's what I started watching. So I didn't. I don't know. I don't know. It may have just been like the thumbnail for it, but it's not dropped yet.
Yeah, I gotta get on it. I watched the original back in the day when it was on like Fox and all that.
Bro,
Shaman King was that shit.
I read the book, and so like I'm watching
Really?
it. Yeah, I'm watching it, and I'm going, "Oh, I remember that scene. Oh, I remember that too." Like, I was like, "Holy shit! This is like going back to being a fucking kid, man." It was awesome, and I think I like the way I read the manga was, I rented it. I think I rented it from the library. You know. The
Yeah. Only reason
library.
I don't read manga is because it's in black and white.
Mm. Yo, the manga was dope, man. Like I was really young, and that was like some deep content. Like I was sitting there watching it, and I'm going like, "Yo, this is kind of dark for me to be like 10, 11 years old reading this shit."
Yeah, and I think it's probably the remake is probably gonna be darker than what we originally saw on
Really.
television because I believe they didn't follow the manga strictly last time they did
Mm.
the anime, so I think they doing it this time. So probably
Well,
gonna
the
be even
the
darker than it
first
was
couple
before.
episodes definitely were pulled straight from the books because I remember how the
Yeah.
books started.
They probably did one of them things like Full Metal Alchemist and
Mm.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood did, where it was like at a certain point in Full Metal Alchemist, it splits off from the manga.
Mm-hmm.
And then like two different stories between like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is all manga, and Full Metal Alchemist is manga up to a point, and then it does its own original story. So
Okay.
it might be doing that. I don't know. I would have to read the manga and watch the anime to make for sure to know the difference.
Yeah. I might have to go back and read it, but I got a lot of other shit on my reading list. That's a whole different podcast.
All right, so I've been
Oh,
watching Westworld for the first time ever.
Mm.
I never watched it before. I'm on like episode 4 now, I think, and I'm only watching it because I needed my cowboy fix after finishing Red Dead. So I was like, let me just watch Westworld,
It's
and
funny.
it's not
hooked on
what I
Cowboys, huh?
expected at all. It's not what I expected. I thought it was like
Oh
purely
no,
just a
at
cowboy
all.
show.
Hmm.
And you thought it was a cowboy?
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
And
so
then I
you
start seeing the sci-fi stuff. I was like, I'm kind of interested now.
you
So
never
you
watched the
haven't
original
watched it
movie?
this long because you thought it was just cowboy?
Nah, it's just because I don't know. There was like a phase in my life where I didn't like any like adult shows, just because I don't even know why. It was just like a phase. So I just started watching some HBO shows, and that just I just decided to watch this one. I'm glad I started it. It's pretty cool.
Deshaun, I need you to be my mod, bro.
Really. Okay.
Uh,
Say what?
Timing out this kid.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright.
Yeah, I've been watching Westworld though. I still don't know what like the plot is. I guess they're all going rogue or something. I'm only on episode 4, so maybe the plot didn't kick in, but
Well, yeah,
it's just fun to
it's
watch.
gonna be it's a whole mystery up until like the final episode. So you're not gonna understand it all until like you get to like the final episode.
How many seasons are? Is it like a finished show, or is it still like ongoing?
I think it's still
No,
ongoing.
I believe we're on season 2. Was the last season we watched?
So it's still like
Season 2 is the
ongoing.
last season. Yep. So it's only 2 seasons so far.
Yeah, I thought that show came out years ago.
So what I've been watching, I'm still on that time. Oh, here's Brandon. I'm still on that anime called That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. Yo, what's going on, Brandon?
Hi, what's up, guys? Sorry for the late entry.
What's up, dude?
What's up,
Just
guys?
right on time.
Very good.
But yeah, I'm watching That Time I Got Reincarnated by Slime. Still on that. I love it, and I'm on episode 25, and it's getting even more crazier than it was beforehand. Like the action is like ramping up. And watching Prodigal Son as always about the son, the family of a serial killer, and the son who works for the police department. Also, I mean the same shows, Zoe Playlist. I've talked about that before. I watch a whole lot every week. But yeah, that's what I've been watching.
So what about you, Brandon? You been watching anything besides the usual stuff?
Just the usual stuff this week. Honestly, it's just been Diablo. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 3, so I got into that. I should probably put like 30 hours so far this week. It's fucking insane. So
Jeez. It's like
Yeah,
I
it's
have a job.
yeah, that's how I've taken it this week. I need to slow down. But yeah, RuPaul. I'm watching a lot of MasterChef actually. So I probably watched like 3 seasons in 2 weeks. So
Oh, I brought it up to. It was the week you weren't here. If you've watched Total Drama before, right?
not like yes and no, right? Like I get all the characters, but I never watched it from start to finish. Like I get the gist of the show though.
I
But
was
why?
telling people like if they like stuff like MasterChef, like they'd probably like Total Drama Island at least this first season, because everyone was saying they've never watched it.
Wait, you guys have never watched Total Drama Island?
They thought
Bruh.
it was like too childish, but like I was telling them the show's actually more mature than you think.
Yeah, it's very like tongue in cheek. It's
Yeah.
very like it's like the closest a kid will get to like an MTV raunchy like reality TV show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of MTV, I always watch the challenge. So I watch the challenge All Stars on Paramount, and I watch the Challenge 36 on MTV. So those are the other 2
Sweet.
things I was watching. But I used to watch MasterChef until I started to realize they pick the winners based on the storyline and not based on who the actual like who making the best dishes.
Who the gives?
I
Well,
started peeping
best
it,
chef
and I
is.
had to give it away. I had to stop it.
It's more about like progression, right? Like they want to see that you have conviction, that you have character. Because that's what a chef is. It's putting yourself on a plate. So if you have no personality, like that's why. So
Nah, I've watched.
It
It was up to like yeah, it was up to like
bro.
5 seasons, and then it was like 3 in a row where it was like, yo, there's no way these people should have won. Like y'all, they won clearly because it was a good storyline, and it was a better storyline than the person who lost. Because I'm
I
like,
get it.
okay, no, they just is clearly. You said way more positive stuff with this, and like they just are clearly better. So it's like,
I mean, because
how in the world did they?
sometimes it's not about what the better dish is. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's about like, you're too arrogant, you're too whatever. So no, you're not a winner.
No,
Like,
that's not how this works. It's about Master Chef, not about your goddamn
Master
personality.
Chef will, you know what I mean?
It's about your If it was about your personality, Gordon Ramsay would not be a good fucking chef because he's a terrible personality. So this is about your chef skills, not your
I
fucking
feel like
personality.
this is turning into the plot of Ratatouille now.
Oh my god.
Well, I've never
Another-
seen that either, so I got to take your word for it.
Oh my dude,
I haven't
Kratz-
watched it until last year, to be honest.
Wait.
That's a good
what?
movie, though.
Yeah,
It's a good
that's
movie.
a great movie. You're tripping.
Speaking of great movies, Mortal Kombat.
Wait. Before we get to Mortal Kombat, bro, we gotta talk about the big two, man. Because that's gonna be Mortal Kombat's gonna be the big conversation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a lot of things to
I
say
want
about
to get
that
that
movie,
big
to
boy
be
out.
honest.
Hey,
Yeah. So let's talk about the big two. Let's talk about Falcon and Winter
to
Soldier,
Invincible, bro.
and let's go to. Let's do Invincible first. Yeah.
I just want to say this episode was non-stop tension the entire time. Like, this episode reminded me of the final episode of The Boys season 2, where it's just like non-stop tension.
yeah, it was yeah.
Great episode.
I will say this one is the one that deviate. Like, this is not to be found in the like nothing you saw in this episode was in the comic.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you too, because the way you were describing stuff from the comic books, I'm like, and I was watching an episode, I'm like, this will sound anything like Brandon was talking about. Like, I was looking for things that that match up to what you were saying.
what did I say? I forget now.
I forget, but it was like certain things I was looking for that I'm looking for like another character to get introduced or.
Because we still have the next episode, but I know they're not going to introduce him. It's either whether, again, so going forward, either the next episode is going to start. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's either they're going to introduce him in the very beginning, or that's it. We know our cast of characters for this season. But it's Taylor. How many times did I turn around and I was like, "How different is this episode from the comic?" I was like, "This isn't happening. This is all different."
Yeah, you kept saying it like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which was frustrating because I don't know what's happening in the comic.
But yeah,
I mean, do you think it's for the better or for worse? Like, that it.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
it's different. You know what I mean? It's like, because I told you, it's like they're from the very beginning after reading the comic. It's like they've taken shit from like the last page of the comic and putting it in the first episode. It's like so like the timeline's all weird, but the general gist of the events that happen of like Mark basically finding out that his dad is evil, sort of still all played out. Like Immortal, like that Immortal fight is basically how it happens, but it just happens a lot faster in the comic. Like this whole end game, like throwing the football, like yo, we gotta just like buy more time kind of thing was definitely not in it. Basically, they're making Cecil a way better guy in the show.
Yeah.
Because he's a good guy, but he's very just like he has great tactics. You know what I mean? Like where
he's utilizing. I'm assuming.
He's utilizing that villain's like creations. You know what I mean? For like the greater good of America. Like,
And I said that last episode. I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely using a robot. That's why
I smelled. You were like, oh, this is pretty good. I was like, I can't say shit, dude. Because now I have to be like very tight-lipped, and I'm just like smiling at what you guys are saying about Invincible.
Because he was like, oh, Mark, like he was surprised how well the robots did against Mark, and that showed him like, okay, we can use them robots against Omni-Man. Yep.
I mean, bro, honestly, my girl, she was freaking out when they were just like jumping on Omni-Man and like biting him, and I'm like, yeah, these guys are fucking strong. Like they need
They need to make a whole lot of them to beat fucking Omni Man.
I still think they do have another. Don't they have like a sample of Mark's blood too? So they still have like another plan in the pipeline.
Like that's something I don't. I was looking for that in the comments. Like, what the fuck is the blood? I still don't know what that means. So again, the show is its own thing, which is why I still watch it every week. Which is why, it's still exciting. I'm still. But yeah, like what you were saying, this episode felt like up there with like the best of like the Game of Thrones season finale. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh my fucking god. And it's cool that they got all this out the way, so the next week it's just him literally telling him what's what, and then the resolution of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was sitting there like, why are they trying to fight this man in his house? I'm like, the last place, Omni Man just beat the fucking Justice League of this world, and y'all trying to have humans shoot him in this fucking place? Like,
Right.
y'all don't evacuate this goddamn area. Like, y'all basically sacrificing your lives for the fight this man.
Nah, it's it was a dope episode, but it's honestly that Amber character can go suck a fucking dick, bro, because they changed her so much from the comic book, like where she didn't know anything about him being invincible, and like when he finally tells her, she's like, oh, like okay, and then she tries to make it work, and like it doesn't work after months, you know what I mean? But like this whole thing of her just being like, yeah, I knew, and I still hate you. It's like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, so if you knew, why are you being such a dickhole? So
I mean, I can get what she was talking about is the fact that he didn't trust her with the secret, and the fact that he kept lying to her about it. But he's like, yeah, the secret identity. Like, what do you mean? But it's like she didn't trust me with it. So it's like, so when that last episode, she asked him, what happened to you? Where did you go? He wanted him to actually tell her the truth, and he didn't again. So that was like our last.
What are you supposed to tell a girl that he could barely even talk to her as Mark? You know what I mean? What am I going to say? Like, oh, I'm going to Mars. What do you? The girl's going to think you're on fucking crack. I'm trying to bang. Yeah.
How many times do we see like in comics where like when the girlfriend knows the guy's secret identity, and then when he's like in danger, she tries to go over there to like see. Like that happens so many times in like Spider-Man comics when Mary Jane knows Peter's Spider-Man, and she like gets in harm's way to make sure he's safe. Like, that's why you just don't tell them.
Still.
You just don't like.
So
if
just
you don't
lie to
understand
your
why they
partner.
didn't say.
Lie to them. It's for their own good.
Exactly.
This
But I see where I see where she came from too, man. Like, yo, she already obviously she knew for a while, right? So every time she's like, "What happened?" and he lies, she's like, "This motherfucker, bro." Like,
Exactly. Like, you keep lying to my goddamn face.
What did she expect of that?
why isn't she just up front? Because she seems like a very no bullshit person. Why isn't she like, yo, I already know that you're invincible, so what's what? Why wouldn't she?
Because
She
she
would've
was trying to
saved
give
herself
him
a
the opportunity to be truthful.
That's
To be
these
honest.
girl mind games, bro.
So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
But it would have
Okay,
definitely
yeah.
saved them a lot of definitely a lot of stress if she's just like, yo, dude, like I know, like you can stop with the charade. Let's be real, and he'll be like, oh shit,
Exactly.
and that's it.
yeah,
Like it still won't work out, but at least they're not like going through this whole song and dance. Does she know? Does she not know? Kind of
Yeah.
bullshit.
and also
But it's kind of one of. But I like I said, I understand it
must
from a.
not destroy her uterus.
What?
How does this show not tackle that? Where it's like, oh, she lost her virginity and her life. Like,
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Dude, imagine
Is
that.
it
Like
something happened in the comic book?
huh?
Did something happen in the comic book?
No. I'm just saying, like, if this is supposed to be like a mature show and deal with
I
all
was
this
gonna
bullshit,
say,
like,
what
the
happened
fact
if
that-
like the first time he
can
had
never-
sex with someone?
If you want
he
that,
kills
watch
them?
Hancock.
Yeah, true.
That's actually something that happens in Hancock.
I forget everything about that movie, bro.
Like where he like once he
Movie's
like
kind of dumb.
when he nuts, and then it's just like bullet holes going through the roof.
Oh, are you serious, bro?
Yeah,
I don't remember
he's
that.
like, it's like a sex scene, and he's like, "Yo, get off me, you're gonna die," and then
I don't remember that. Was that a deleted scene, bro?
I need to rewatch that movie, bro.
I don't really want to rewatch that movie. It was not good,
Nah, you're lying, bro. That movie was awesome.
bro.
yeah, I
Yo.
liked it when I watched it way
Hobo
back.
Will Smith, Superman.
I
Yo,
mean, just
Adam
make him
Eve
Superman.
Powers are low key. She's low key like her powers are low key like dope and like overpowered if she like
Yeah.
really gets
She's,
down.
Yeah.
she's Dr. Manhattan, basically.
Basically, yeah. But not a
like she can
sociopath.
literally do anything. Like I'm like that might be your fight against Omni-Man. She just doesn't know it yet, I guess.
You think?
It's a
That could be why he called her back.
I never thought about that.
Because he said he's coming here next. They knew that Omni-Man was coming to them next. The people that were in that little center. So,
But also, she doesn't seem like a strong enough fighter. Because hasn't she's gone up against, and she's always...
and she's gotten fucked up, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
by
She-
the invading aliens.
She ain't figured out what she's really capable of yet.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, with those powers, she could do a hell of a lot.
she did say back then she was
Bro.
conflicted. Like her mind was like clouded because she didn't know exactly like her role. But now
Yeah.
she's like she has a clear focus, so maybe she's like a lot better now.
So let's talk about the robot. What the fuck? was
Wait,
that?
before you get into that, I just want to say a common theme for this week is gonna be I was right, because I called out this. He's making a new body for himself. I called that.
So
last
that's
week,
that's
2
gonna
weeks
be
ago.
the recurring theme. I was right.
Yeah, because there's something else I was right about that we're gonna get into later.
Alright.
The robot. Brandon was right about something else too that we'll get into later. But the
He doesn't
robot.
He read the comments. He doesn't count.
No.
This ain't even about Invincible. It's about Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, the robot. So what the fuck was he? Like, what the fuck was he?
So since we're past this point, let me explain it from the comics.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense that they did it like this, because they honestly should have waited till like season 2, bro. Because, first of all, have we seen Rex's face without the mask in the show?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah?
It was like either the
damn.
first or second episode they showed Rex. Like they
Okay,
introduced this
okay.
character.
So, in the comic, you see him without his mask a lot. Basically, every single time he's not fighting. You know what I mean? Because he's a handsome guy. So and he's cocky. He wants to show off his face.
Yeah.
So you get used to seeing his face, right? And then you get told his backstory in like a little... You could skip it. It's like a little back issue kind of shit, but it just tells his little backstory in like a little panel. And whatever. So you see little kid Rex, and then you just spend all this time seeing, whatever, the just regular Rex, and then to see that one shot where like little baby Rex comes in and he's saying like, "Yo, I'm robot." It's mind blowing because you're like, "Oh fuck, that's what the Mahler twins have been up to and all this shit and all like whatever." So again, they just like put everything on speed track, and it's kind of weird because it doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, like it's very sped up, so it's kind of like it loses like the emotional impact.
The only part that confused me was like, what was this coin toss thing they kept like saying like you won the coin toss? I was like,
Oh,
what's that
of like he, like how they basically. So the guy in the tank is controlling that human Rex clone, and also all the robots and shit. So like that's the top level. Like he's controlling everything, and then see it's weird how they do it in the show and in the comic. But basically, it's like he just goes on like his body or some shit got transferred to the young body.
Well, how they explained it in the show, not transfer, basically a copy. So if anything, so he's
Yeah, like they're both him. They're both him, right? And then he basically has to watch himself. And like he both knew it was like, yo, we knew this was gonna happen. But it's basically like watching yourself kill yourself because you're experiencing it from both ends. So like you're choking yourself, and you're also feeling being choked. If that makes sense. That's like the scene with like the hands where they're like being aligned.
My question is, what was he? Like, why was he like that? Why did he look like that?
It's just being super imagine being like an afterbirth kind of baby. Like you're just something went wrong when you're born. You can't be out in like regular air, like a little incubated baby kind of thing. But then his body didn't grow, but his mind did, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see the whole backstory on that.
He's a good guy, but he just looks like a fucking villain, and so he was just doing this shit so he can get a body. You know what I mean? Like he was just biding his time, and but ultimately he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
feel
that was
like
some
they didn't
fucked
give
up
you-
shit. Just
Yeah.
cloning somebody, and then now you're taking their body. Like that's some fucked up shit.
Well, it's
Like if
because
somebody was like, "Oh, I thought somebody I liked thought you was attractive, so I'm gonna clone myself to look like you." Like, what
well,
the fuck?
isn't it like where if my girl or if I heard a girl always saying like I fucking would jump Justin Timberlake's bones so fucking bad, and then so if I was an ugly dude, I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna become Justin Timberlake, and then she's gonna fucking, you know what I mean? Where
And then it's even worse if you actually knew
Yeah,
Justin
that sounds like
Timberlake.
manipulation.
You like, hey
goddamn.
Justin, yeah, I cloned myself to look like you. You're like, what the
get over it.
fuck?
But Rex is a dick though, so who gives a fuck?
I mean, honestly,
Yeah, I get
you should
true.
take it,
Like
you should take it as a compliment, where he's like, okay, thanks, you chose my body. That's who you want. Awesome, sweet. So,
But technically now Rex has a brother. Like technically he has a brother now. Like that's some shit.
no. It's like it's just again, this
It's
is
like-
this is why
But
clones
it's
aren't.
like, if they share the same DNA, technically, they would be brothers at this point. Something like that.
Again, this is why clones aren't real, because this would be a fucking murky ass gray area where, like, if I had a clone of myself, could I do whatever I want to it?
That's
Who
why
knows?
that's why cloning in Marvel is illegal.
Sounds kinky.
Speak, but yeah, this episode is awesome. This first
Hell yeah.
season, great. I can't believe. I hope all of you, honestly, after it goes off air, you guys pick up the book, you guys read it, so you guys can come back because it's fire. It's awesome. And I would say after book 1, the second book, a new artist comes in and he breathes a whole new life into the characters, into everything. The art gets awesome in Compendium 2.
My
Oh,
question
so
is
Ryan
though,
Otley. So Ryan Otley didn't write the. He didn't draw the whole thing.
Nah, it's like towards the end of book 1, you start noticing, like, I think he was trying to copy the original art, but then book 2, he was like, I'm just gonna make it all my own. It's all very. The gore looks a lot better. It looks less like a traditional comic book and more like a modern Marvel comic where it's all like these like dope ass, bold, 3D looking art shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if you, you know what I mean, like modern comic books. I guess. And I guess maybe it was just something that just happened, and whenever the hell that book happened, and art just moved. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean artists change on the books all the time. And stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's just
my question is though, like if all this conflict with Omni-Man is happening now, like I wonder what's gonna
oh
happen.
guys, don't even ask me that, bro. Because Omni-Man's honestly in the comic book for like 2.5 seconds.
Because he's like
Really?
in the public now. Like
Yeah.
what he did to what's the Immortal? Like that's people saw that.
Mm-hmm.
That fight was lit too, though. That fight was banging.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That's straight out the comic.
You could just feel the power behind like both characters.
Yeah.
Still fucked him up twice. 2 for 2, bro.
Had Mark not showed up though, Omni-Man almost would have lost to that fucking preacher shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's So that was that was like a monster that was like very early in the comic that you see his dad fighting on TV like in the background. So it's cool to see it like animated and given like a proper fight. And
I
which
mean,
is
they even put it in the background of earlier episodes too.
yeah, it's like it's a cool thing that they've done in the show, which is like they've given small villains like kind of big roles or whatever. Like that little.
They did that with Dark Blood. Like he was small in the comic.
Oh no, Dark Blood is literally one line in the comic, and then he gets shuffled off because they're like, "Bro, we already saw the Omni-Man thing." Like, yeah. So similar to this, where they kind of just banish him because they're like, "Whatever, yeah, thanks. You got to where we need to get to," kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you said the mother's been given a bigger role than she had.
Yeah, Debbie, again, this episode with her, Debbie in the comic would not even be conscious enough to go to the Pentagon. You know what I mean? Like, so this episode's cool. Like, that's why I'm looking for the next week's episode, because it's like I know where it's going to end, just because I know what's going to happen, but I don't know how we're going to get there, which is also very cool for a show to do, because it's like I know the major plot points that they're going to hit, but everything along the way has been remixed, which is fire. Get ready for next week.
So,
Yeah. Can't wait. Looking good.
God, I can't. Yeah, because it's so
Yeah, I'm gonna get on the comics. As soon as
bad.
the season over, I'm gonna start reading the comics.
You know what we're not gonna get any more of next week?
What did you say?
You know what we're not gonna get any more of next week?
We're not going to get any more next week.
No. Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Good. Oh, yeah.
Good.
I
What
guess
do you mean
'cause
good?
I like short seasons.
Boy, gangsta.
I mean,
This episode.
we're going to. I mean, we'll have what 4 weeks without a Marvel show, and then we have Loki.
No, it's 1 week, bro.
No.
Loki's June 11th.
Loki's in June.
Yeah.
What? I thought no, bro. It's May.
No, Loki's June 11th. Comes
Yeah.
out right before my birthday.
Are you serious? I thought they had it to be where it was like a 1 week break in between each show.
No.
Nope.
These
No. They've been like a month break.
Bro, WandaVision was literally. Hold up, I'm googling this right now. Y'all can.
Between WandaVision and Falcon, there was 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks for WandaVision.
He released it.
June
It was
11th.
June 11th. Fuck. All right.
But this episode was.
This episode was really dope.
Hold on,
It's,
we're hearing
Getting an echo.
Echo.
Hello. Oh yeah, it's good now. What
Hold on, say something again.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Damn.
Bless you.
thank you.
All right.
Coronavirus.
But yeah, this episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier is great, man. You finally see him in the costume. Costume is ridiculously accurate.
The costume reminded me of A-Train from The
Ridiculous.
Boys.
Oh my god.
A
You're
book?
so fucking rude.
Racist as
A-Train
fuck,
from
bro.
The
You're
Boys.
so rude.
I just couldn't stop seeing A-Train.
Guy with goggles.
I mean, I was like, this is like one of the most one-to-one from comic to screen
Yeah.
costume.
It's very
It
close.
looks like almost exactly like.
I
I've
don't
only
understand
seen-
why this episode has a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't either. I don't get it.
Maybe because of the
I will say, yeah, a lot of times hype will get you let down a lot of times.
no.
I will
there's
say there were cheesy moments, but it's one of those things where I can accept, a few cheesy moments here and there when the episode is so good. It's like I can accept it.
Yeah.
50% of the episode is good. The whole beginning portion, garbage. The ending, fire.
I like the.
Wouldn't it be
If you
the
no,
reverse?
absolutely not. If you put on your little critic goggles and you watch the beginning, it's just like, okay, cool. He's got the suit.
Weirdly,
But also, just what the who gives a fuck? It's honestly when he approaches the GRC after everything, from the moment he lands with Carly's body, that's when the episode was like, okay. It's basically like when he gives his speech about yo, she tried to stop you, and no, you know what I mean? Like she died for this, and no one's asking why. That's when I cried, bro. I fucking was tearing up.
Yeah, no, it got more emotional and stuff like that, and it hits you harder when all that stuff started happening. I got emotional like that.
I can't be invested in a fucking action sequence where a helicopter's flying around like a goddamn superhero itself. I'm sorry. But it was cool, but it was also, I was like, my nigga, this is not how a helicopter. Just use a different vehicle. Literally CGI any different vehicle, and then just make it be like, yeah, this is how it moves. But if you're choosing it's just like, come on. I don't know.
But then the
I like
thing
the
is, you
helicopter
can say this is a helicopter in the fucking Marvel universe, where they have
They have helicarriers and shit, bro.
Then they could have dropped a line to be like, hey, this is an experimental helicopter. No, these guys were just in a Black Hawk doing fucking 360 ollies over the Brooklyn Bridge 8 times. I'm sorry. I'm a New Yorker. When something is shot in New York, I become super anal about the whole, mapping out the scene where I'm like, wait, they were just on 125th Street. How the fuck are they in this area, 100 blocks away in the next shot from this next conversation kind of thing of dude, they literally went over and under the Brooklyn Bridge 9 times. It's just, I don't know. It's little things like that. Also, if you're going to have all this bullshit happening in New York, where the fuck is Peter Parker?
Now that's an issue where now you have to kind of let that go with the comics. Because that's an issue where
I'm sorry, bro.
you
That's
say it
Peter
all the
Parker's
time in the comics.
backyard. Why? I was looking for a little just flash of red or blue in the back of just something to be like that he's around here swinging.
Look, the way they do it in the comic books is like, oh, they're all planted. Oh, they're doing something else. So they're you know,
He's not. He's
you
the
explain
best
that away.
You did explain it by like this all happened like as a surprise out of nowhere, and then it was resolved quickly.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, because this all happened. You gotta think about it. It all happened what, an hour?
with no like no warning or anything. It just happened, and then it got dealt with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I
it
know.
was all within an hour.
I literally, but I know. But I turned to my girlfriend. I was like, "Where the fuck is Spider-Man?" I was like, "They could have chosen any other city to do this shit in." I'm like, "My boy Spidey could have handled this himself."
I thought
Like,
the GRC
That's
was.
I mean, that's
I thought they
kind
were
of the
doing this
problem
in
with
London.
Marvel comics in general is that all their heroes are in fucking New York. So it's kind of like, how can anybody fight a villain in New York without somebody showing up? It's
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
All of the
how would you do
Defenders.
anything in New York when you know it's just like, oh fuck, we got to deal with these things. Like, choose something in Nebraska, bro. Like, do
I
something.
like,
It doesn't
I
have
like
the
one
impact of New York.
Spider-Man comic where Spider-Man is like all these villains are after Spider-Man. So I forget why, but they all chasing him through the city, and he has this fucking baby that he's trying to protect, and he's like swinging through the city, and he's just trying to get to the Avengers mansion. Like, or he's fighting all these people. He's like, all right, one more block away, and I get to the Avengers mansion. Like, I just look because like they're still in New York, and they're like, the
Yeah,
Avengers mansion is like,
I don't know. It's yeah. To me, I don't know. That's just me being like, I just wish they could have just added one little blur of him swinging in the background and go, there's my boy, there's my boy. But
I like how Falcon, well, Captain America now.
yep,
I like the combination of the shield, like using the shield and the wings and stuff like that. The group, like,
Oh my
grouping
God,
together
yeah.
because he isn't a super soldier, so he has to do what works for him.
Yeah.
And using his wings and like the thrust and everything else to like,
Bro, when he put the fucking wing, when he dug the wings down into the ground with the fucking shit, bro.
yeah,
Yo,
exactly.
Nah, it was
amazing.
the bridge sequence where he protected the dude by making the dome. I was like, gangster. It's fire as fuck. I want to see like, it's cool now that we have basically like a little Iron Man Captain America kind of thing vibe going on, where it's like a flying cap.
Kinda. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's dope as fuck. Can't wait for him to kiss Natalie Portman. And that's
what?
really what I'm looking for.
You really think they're gonna go with that?
Absolutely. They're gonna have the first interracial kiss on screen of two superheroes.
I know because in the comic books he's also dated Misty Knight as well. So they
Yeah,
could go that
but
route.
right now, Misty Knight, isn't she like in the
She's
show?
Netflix.
Yeah,
Netflix. Yeah.
She's
So
with
I
the-
doubt. I
what's his
don't know
face?
if they're gonna actually bring back all these actors from those shows to play these characters.
I mean, they're really missing out on a fucking golden opportunity if they don't. In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, some people don't even want Iron Fist to come back. I disagree with them.
I liked him as Iron Fist.
He's not bad. He just needs. I don't know.
It's
Like the fighting just looks bad.
I would say they don't use any of those Netflix characters. Like, they wrote themselves into like, you know what I mean? Like, it's its own universe. I don't know.
No, we need more Charlie Cox Daredevil.
No,
Yeah,
I think
Trust me, bro. Daredevil
If
is
anything-
my second favorite superhero.
if anything, Daredevil,
Punisher.
Punisher, and Jessica Jones, you got to just bring those over. Just
Punisher,
bring
they
those over.
definitely didn't write themselves in a corner. They wrote themselves
No.
into a opening to do whatever the fuck they wanted with him if they brought him back.
Exactly.
I don't know
Exactly.
if you saw how season 2 ended.
Yeah.
Season 2 ended with him becoming the Punisher, basically.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So they can do whatever the fuck they want with him if they get
I
him
know,
back.
but they're not allowed to. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like they can't reference anything in the MCU. So it's like they just always reference the New York.
They couldn't. they couldn't have. No, they could.
But if they bring him on
They brought up-
Disney
they
and they
brought
put it
up,
on Disney Plus,
They brought up the Chitauri invasion in the
Yeah.
Netflix shows a
Mhm.
lot.
No,
And
no, they
Jessica
called
Jones brought up.
it the New York incident. They never mentioned any MCU. Like they alluded to it, so you know it's like, but they never. They can't just be like, oh yeah, fucking Thor's running around. You know what I mean?
They
Like
wouldn't say Hulk. They was like, we got green guys
Yeah.
running around.
yeah, they're just,
Good thing Star Spangled,
I do remember that.
Do
I
I
do
look
remember
like
that.
a Star Spangled asshole? That's what Jessica Jones say. She's like, do I look
The Star
like that
Spangled asshole.
I will say the standout of this series is John Walker.
Oh yeah.
They
I had
did
posted
him-
a meme
they
earlier
did
about
him
John
exactly how I wanted
I've-
him to be written. Like, he's not a bad guy, but he's not Captain America, and I like how they respect.
No,
his
Yeah.
he's exactly what they say is. He's a U.S. agent, bro. He's
Yeah.
nothing without the army telling him what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's why I was so against people saying, "Oh, the evil Captain America, evil." He isn't evil. Like this isn't like John Walker isn't.
He's
evil.
not a bad
That's
dude.
why I like that they showed that.
He
at
does
core-
bad things to do good things.
Mhm.
Exactly. That's why I like when they showed that scene at his core, like where he could have went after Carly, and he's still like, "No, I'm gonna go save these people."
Mhm.
And it's like, he's he's a
Yeah.
good guy.
Yeah, like I love that scene though, where it was like none of the superhero powers or none of the superhero characters could save that truck besides Cap. Where I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Like,
Yeah.
just God, like, and that's the thing is like, yeah, being a human being is fucking dope because it's that tenacity, it's the ability to adapt, evolve. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just fire. It's fire as fuck,
Yep.
dude.
He doesn't have super strength. He
Mhm.
has to use his thrusters, and he has to get creative. And
Yeah.
that's, I mean, and what they say, like the father of invention is necessity. No, what is it like?
I mean,
Something like that, where it's like you get your most creative when you're limited.
Mhm.
So when he's limited, he has to do things like dig his wings into the ground, and and use thrusters to push up. He has to be more creative than Super Soldier.
can we just
Yeah.
fucking talk about how he has the Stars and Stripes bash in his arsenal? Like he used out like the little thruster bash in the last battle, and then now it's like
Yeah.
officially he's like, oh, that shit fucking worked effectively. I'm just gonna this is my trump card. Just that shit was
Yeah.
bad.
And I mean, like I said before, I knew none of them super soldiers were making it out of this.
Sorry about all the
Yeah.
I was like, they all like, there's no way Marvel is keeping all them super soldiers alive in this fucking world.
Yeah, bro.
Because the whole thing of Captain America is him being like one of one, like
Yeah, you're
a lot
special.
of programs in the Marvel universe try to also get do Cap, and it all failed. Like
Yeah.
you have the Weapon X program
Hulk.
was them trying to do another super soldier. So
And
it's the same thing. So it's like Captain America is one of one. So it's like I knew these characters wasn't surviving this fucking
I mean, yeah, dude, they were also all literal garbage. Like, this whole... And that's what I mean by, like, I didn't like this show. Honestly, like, Carly can go fuck herself. Like, it was all... Like, when... Smiz yesterday, your cousin, Dan, yesterday asked me, like, he's like, oh, it was a good show, watch it. And I told him, I was like, honestly, just watch the last episode. Just watch the last episode. Like...
yeah, he's not gonna do that.
But it's I will say one of the best on YouTube. Someone recapped the season, and they said Sam and his sister built a ship, and he and Bucky built a friendship. And I think that's all you need to know. Really, that's all you need.
I do think you need the
I was-
context of Isaiah Bradley and stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, Brandon, you were absolutely correct about Sharon being the power broker.
No, that was me.
Oh
Kelly,
my
look at
god,
everybody.
yes,
Bro,
I
I
remember.
said-
I said
I
that.
I remember.
Hold up.
Bro,
sitting
I said
there.
that. What?
I knew. I told. No, bro. I was like, yo, Sharon's a fucking
I
power.
brought that up like 4 weeks ago. I was like, yo, Sharon's a power broker. I said it when she got into that car and was like, "We got a problem." That's when I knew.
I think me and you were like,
But yeah, we agreed.
Yeah.
We agreed.
I was like, why the fuck has she survived a Madripoor? This little poor white girl. What the fuck? Like, I was like, nah, bro. There's something askew here.
I feel like
I'ma
she
say
still got away
I'ma say
scot
one of
free.
the big
Like,
reasons why I was against, like, I couldn't believe that she was the power broker, is because I know her history as, Agent 13 and being like an agent of Shield. So it's kind of like, I'm like, there's no way they're gonna make her, the evil power broker. Like, there's no way they'll do that. So it's like, I guess they're going that route.
So hold up. Who the fuck is Sharon Rogers? Not Sharon Carter?
Sharon Rogers. Who's Sharon Rogers?
That's what I've been saying from the beginning. Remember
We
at
had
the
this conversation before.
Yeah, like the first episode where I was like, oh, I think that fucking blonde bitch is gonna end up being the thing because Sharon Rogers. And then y'all were like, nah, you're an idiot. You don't know anything about comics.
No, it's Sharon Carter. Her name is Sharon Carter.
Yeah, because I turned to my girl, I said, oh, she's fucking Peggy Carter's granddaughter kind of thing.
Because
Well, her niece. It's her
Yeah, her
niece.
niece.
No, but there's a Sharon Rogers, which I thought was just, again, I don't know comics. Like these guys said, somebody was like, no, you don't know what to talk about. So, yeah, it was, I was just confused the whole time, but then when they mentioned her name at the end, I was like, oh, fuck!
You
I was
don't
like,
remember her from like Winter Soldier or Civil War?
Well, the whole time I just thought she was going to get together with Captain America and become Sharon Rogers to become the lance-wielding fucking, like, all I was paying attention to was just Sharon. I didn't really pay attention to the Carter bit, because I
I
didn't
mean,
watch it.
in the comics, she is like even more so than Peggy. Like Sharon is like Captain.
So she's just a
America, like,
badass.
Roger's girl.
She's like James, she's like just 007, basically.
Yeah.
Also, motherfucker, that mask thing was the most impressive. That shit was fire. That was some of the coolest
that looked
CGI.
crazy. Yeah, that did look
It was
crazy.
from, and they brought it back. It was from Captain America and the Winter Soldier. They brought it back from that.
It
Black
gave
Widow
me
did it.
it gave me Mission Impossible vibes, bro.
Oh,
Where I
yeah.
was like, fuck. I said, what? I was like, is that a Kree? Is that a what the or a scroll? I said, what's going on here?
Kree is that the blue creatures, right?
Yeah,
Crazy.
Kree is blue. They can.
They're shapeshifting their. I was like,
Villains from
what was going
Captain
on?
Marvel.
This is my
Or
Disney
DC.
Plus acting up.
Yeah. Scrolls are the shapeshifters, not the Kree. But yeah, she's the power broker. I want to say, hopefully, because I don't like the idea of Sharon being evil or whatever, or being the bad guy. What I'm hoping is that she's going to be revealed to be a Skrull. Because we got Secret Invasion coming out.
That's
True.
right.
So I'm hoping that she's going to be revealed to be a Skrull.
What I turned to Taylor and said was like, why is it bad that she's exposing secrets of America and all this stuff? What like?
because this is a movie that's rooting for America.
Okay, but why is rooting for America supposed to be the good thing to do?
Because this movie's being made in America.
I mean, they did that in the end of Winter Soldier. They like exposed all
Well,
the secrets.
Where
I'm going to
Captain,
tell you what it is, and
man,
here's
but he's literally holding these American. He's like, yo, you're the most powerful government, but you're fucked up. Change. He's like, I'm holding this mantle, but it's only to make it not what it is. You know what I
It's
mean?
bad for her though because she's selling it to people who have bad intentions. Most of
Yeah.
the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, that's not Sharon Carter. That's not Sharon Carter. That's my problem. Because I'm hoping, especially with it being Sharon Carter, who's an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm hoping that she's going to be in Secret Invasion and they're going to be like, oh no, she's a Skrull. She's been replaced. That's the whole reason that she's, acting like this.
I wouldn't be
She's
mad at that.
Yeah.
But,
I want her
That's
to have been replaced.
that to me is like, I'm gonna start hating that because then you're just gonna think every person is a snatch body. You know what I mean? Where you're gonna be like, oh,
No, I mean, it's
wasn't
like
that
the
crazy
comic
when you
where
found
like
out-
some characters were, some characters weren't. I like in the comic where Quicksilver, he wasn't he never got snatched, but he lied and said he got snatched so people could forgive him for all the bullshit he did. Because he did some bullshit, and he was like, "Oh no, I was a Skrull."
no, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Like,
Still have
it's
super
like-
speed?
yeah. So he kind of lied and "Oh no, I was replaced by a Skrull." So that wasn't right.
I will say that Dan had an awesome tweet where it's I really, really, really think Disney should just fuck the movies and just go the Disney Plus, like put everything on Disney Plus.
Mm.
Just have all your movies be like if they work as series, do them as a series, or like I don't know. I think movies.
They'd be throwing money away if they did that. They would never do
I
that.
think movies are dead, bro. And coming from someone who loves the movies, bro.
And they just made billions off of like their last couple of movies.
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no. They're not
They're not
going
going to give up on that anytime soon.
Yeah, that was
They
also
should.
before the pandemic, and it was also literally like the end game for movies.
They're gonna milk it dry.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah,
See,
they're going
what-
to keep trying until they can't try anymore. There's no way.
What's good for like the consumer and what I want is not going to happen because
Exactly.
Disney as a
Why don't you-
corporation is not
I
going to
don't
give
know,
you
bro.
what you want. They're
I
going to
mean-
give you
Fucking love movie
what makes
theaters.
them money.
Guys,
So here's the thing.
guys, these guys. Let me put it like this: they're not making money off of you guys living in Florida, Texas, or they're making money off the niggas in New York who are paying $30 a fucking ticket to go see this bullshit. 3 or 7. You know what I mean? Like these little rural towns where you're having $5 ticket. Fuck that shit. Like they're making most of that money from like these big urban centers, like you know what I mean? And that shit's done. Like no one's gonna go. I don't know. It's.
I feel like they'll keep trying until they can't try anymore. But maybe we'll one day find. We'll one day find like a happy medium somewhere. Where it can meet
I don't want movie
halfway.
theaters to go away because like I fucking
Me
love movie
either.
theaters.
They're not
I'm-
gonna. They're not gonna. But it's like for the next 4 to 5 years, bro. I would not expect anything big at a movie theater.
I'm
I would say
gonna
4
say,
years.
I'm gonna be honest. Where it's like, I watched Mortal Kombat, which we'll talk about later, and it's like, had it not been on streaming services, I would have went to the movies to see that.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't have.
I would have.
I would have.
Yeah.
I would have.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. The Black Widow is going to be on Disney Plus. Are you going to go to the movies to see that? Or are you going to see it at home?
I haven't decided yet. I
Yeah.
haven't decided
I
yet.
already know.
But what I'm saying is, I'm gonna tell you the problem with streaming.
Take my girlfriend to go see that movie when I could just pay $30, and then
Here's the thing: most people aren't gonna do that because I'm gonna tell you, and be honest, Well, we're gonna talk in hypotheticals, okay?
yeah.
Hypothetically, you can watch it for free on, little.
Let's not talk about that, guys. That's illegal. You're gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
No,
Hypothetically, okay.
let's not even put that out there. Pirates, pow pow.
Yeah, exactly.
Pay
Yeah.
for our
But hypothetically, that
pay for
happens a lot.
bread and
And
pay
they're
for
losing
without
money. And they're losing money with bringing it to streaming because that pirating is a lot easier when these shows and movies are dropped on stream. It's way more easier than when their movies are just put on screen to where only thing you can put it on, only way you can pirate it is the camera, and it's like nobody wants to. Well, me personally would never watch it.
Nigga, I will still watch a fucking camcorder because I still get the story.
No,
Fuck that.
no,
I
it
hate
ruins it for me, man. I
I'm too
can't.
much of a-
I'm too
I'm
fucking
much of a,
bougie
like,
for
a-
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resolution.
Oh,
Yep.
oh god.
So dropping these things on streaming is always gonna, take more money away from them than they will want to lose. They're not
It's.
one to do that.
I think everything that's in the pipeline now just needs to be put out on streaming to just get it out. Don't backlog anything.
It sounds great if everybody was going to watch it on Disney Plus, and getting them, and doing it that
it's-
way. But
I would love
Not
to see.
gonna
You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like this is getting too like we're above our pay grade here. You know what I mean?
This is the best time to experiment with this though.
Yeah.
And that's what
It really is.
And that's what I'm saying. You guys keep saying you want movies to sit. I say fuck that. Do the whole no, nigga. Do the whole day in. Like if I want to go to the movies, sure. If I want to make a night of it, sure. But if not, why am I penalized? If I can never make it to the movies you know what I mean? Where it's like if I want to watch it the same day as my friends, but I get out of work at 4:00 in the morning at all times, then
what I'll say is with the whole movie thing, I'm surprised they haven't like put more money into drive-in movies at this point. This would have been the perfect time to like bring back fucking drive-in movies.
Dude, are you joking? That's the only way to watch movies in New York up until 2 weeks ago.
It wasn't
When I was
around
in
my
New York, I
area.
went to the theater in Times Square, so I didn't know there were any drive-in theaters. In New
Well,
York.
yeah, no, it's by like the bays. They just like put them on big.
I was in fucking Times Square.
Oh, that's my favorite movie theater. Were you at the AMC or the Lowe's? Because they're right in
It's
front of
the
each other.
AMC.
It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. You literally have two competing theaters right in front of each other.
And I went at night too, when all the lights were up and shit. It was
Yeah,
so
bro.
cool.
Nigga, you guys should come up to New York City.
And I
one
saw
day.
fucking Star
Bro.
Trek. I saw that for Star Trek.
Oh,
Nigga, that's when I saw Star Trek. 42nd Street. Were we at the same fucking premiere?
Which movie? I saw.
Actually, I'm a lying ass bitch. I was in Florida. I saw that at the one that looks like the Egyptian thing.
Bro, that fucking movie theater refuses to update their shit.
What do you mean?
Like, you know how every theater now is like practically everyone has like reclining seats. You can get alcohol and shit. Nah, bro, this fucking theater, bro. We used to go to this theater back in high school, man. That was a spot for everybody in our high school. It was dope because it looked like a.
It looked like you were meeting, just like Yu-Gi-Oh at the fucking pyramid.
Yeah. Right.
Nuts.
It was fucking sick.
There was crazy.
There were like sphinxes outside and shit. Yeah, it was dope. But when you go inside, bro, they have not changed anything.
What do they need to change?
Bro,
Nigga.
it looks old.
Yeah,
Like
updated a little bit,
since
yeah.
I was in high school, bro, I'm going to be 30.
Bro,
Since
if
I
you're-
was in high school.
Don't have the little cup holder that raise up so I can hug my girlfriend? Fuck out of here! I'm not sitting there for 2 hours.
Dude,
I do miss
I
theaters. I miss theaters, man. I'm probably gonna see Black Widow in theaters. I miss.
yeah, I might have to do it. I don't know.
So what about Shang Chi?
Well, hold on.
Shang-Chi,
Let's
I'm
not
seeing
get to
it.
Shang-Chi yet.
But yeah.
But let's go back to Falcon and Winter Soldier. At the end, where you finally get the U.S. agent. You
Bro.
mentioned U.S. agent.
Bro, so sick.
And what I also watched with this episode, you see the Winter Soldier and you see the U.S. agent working together a whole lot. What I'm guessing, because I'm honestly 100% thinking Thunderbolts is on there. And Valentina, she's going to be the one. She's going to be the Nick Fury of the Thunderbolts. You know how Nick Fury brought the Avengers together.
Yeah.
She's going to be the Nick Fury of the Thunderbolts. That's why you have her in Black Widow. She's going to go and probably recruit Taskmaster. But now you see that U.S. agent is most definitely probably going to be in the Thunderbolts as well. But the reason I brought up that him and Bucky working together is Bucky was also a member of the Thunderbolts not too long ago in the comics as well. So he could be a character that they probably bring to the Thunderbolts as well. We don't know, but he can also be a character they bring to that.
I like that.
Valentina is definitely going to be the Nick Fury of the Thunderbolts. She's going to be the one that brings all these characters.
I can see that. Like, even her introduction is very, like,
Mm-hmm.
putting a team together. Here you go.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah.
I will say, what are the semantics right now for, is he Bucky, or is he, because the codes don't work on him anymore. So he's not the Winter Soldier.
So
he's Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look, I mean,
Buchanan Barnes.
I think they still call him Sergeant
Sergeant Barnes.
or Sergeant
Sergeant
Barnes.
Barnes,
Yeah, they
But
call
I know,
him.
but it would basically be like, calling him Winter Soldier is disrespectful.
Yeah,
But
kind
Winter
of,
Soldier no
I
longer
don't
exists
know.
anymore.
Do you think that? I feel like they're still gonna go on
It's like,
calling him that.
it's basically like dead naming. It's like calling a trans person like what they used to be, where it's like, I'm not that.
I mean,
True,
and
true.
I get that because it's like the Winter Soldier was who he was, him being mind controlled.
Winter
Yeah.
Soldier was the assassin, not Bucky.
Yeah. Because Bucky is someone different.
His also
Yeah.
cool name is
He
a cool
doesn't
ass
want to
name.
be the Winter Soldier. He hated everything he did as the
Would
Winter
it be-
Soldier.
Would it be accurate to refer to him as just the White Wolf?
I would prefer that. I think he would too.
I don't know if you guys saw the credits at the end of the episode, but they retroactively changed it from Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Captain America.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
That
Yep.
shit was
I thought that was a nice touch.
And they already announced
Yeah.
Captain America 4. The same people who worked on this show
Mhm.
are working on Captain America 4. So yeah, and but yeah, on the whole, using the name of like, there's also people who hate that the fact of the female Wolverine, X-23,
Mhm.
in the comic books. Her code name is X-23, but that's the name where she was like used as a weapon and stuff like that, and people hate her being referred to that, and she like also hates being referred to that. Like that was the name.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's like, dude, that's But it's kind of like where if you're an actor and someone just keeps calling you like, yo, what's up, fucking whatever you're most famous, like, yo, what's up, Heisenberg? And it's like, my name's fucking Cranston.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
It
Simba.
reminds me of when Chadwick Boseman was still alive. Like everyone would always like do this with him, and he like every single picture that came out, he just looked more annoyed like doing that.
Yeah,
Because
because it's
I've
like,
done other movies, you fucking asshole.
Like every picture over the years, his face just got sadder and sadder. Like
Well,
Yeah,
he was
'cause
also
get
sick.
it.
So.
it fucking sucks. But
Yeah. Let's talk about that. My bad.
oh,
No,
you want to talk about it, bro? You want to talk about it? You want to press start? You want a player 2 to join the fight, nigga?
Hold on, I can't hear you. What'd you say?
I said
My
you want
man's
to press
went off.
player 2 to join the fight. Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, we can't get off Falcon and the Winter Soldier without bringing up how great that Isaiah Bradley ending was.
Yes, oh my god, we almost blew right past that. That's where I almost teared up. That's where I almost teared up.
Exactly.
Nigga, that means you're not black enough, bro. Get the fuck out of the room.
Fuck you,
I was
bro.
teared up at this scene because like he finally got the credit, like that he
Look, we
deserved.
got the
Like,
same hair, bro. Get the fuck out of here with y'all cool hair. We feeling pain.
but like, yeah, he finally got the credit that he's in the museum and he's getting
He exists
the
again.
respect that he honestly deserved. And like, that scene like hit me hard.
I mean,
Like,
the whole thing about my nigga, when Sam said we built this country and I can't fucking fight for it.
Yeah.
My nigga, I turned to my white girlfriend and I said, "You're not."
It's so rude.
No, it's not. I tell everyone this. I'm like, yo, America had pay to win fucking DLC support with like, we're just gonna fucking pay to win with these black niggas and just make us come up to like empire levels, and you've got super soldiers working your fields. What the fuck? Like, they cherry pick. They're like, oh nah, bro, yeah, we yeah. America's fired for that. Like, it's cool. Like, props.
What?
And it's like
Where is this conversation going?
Yeah,
I'm on a roller coaster
Yeah,
of emotions right now, bro.
Culture of emotions going on.
basically, African Americans should be very glad they're not just Africans. You know what I mean? Like,
Whoa,
where
someone sound like Kanye West.
I know it's kind of scary to say, but it's like they've got the plus side of being American. They're not even.
You also have the downside of not knowing where the fuck you're from.
Exactly.
Which leads to every American fucking problem of like identity crisis and needing to put a mask on, which is why we've got superheroes.
How did you
But
bring that back? That's I like how you rotated that right back into the fucking
let's get back around
superhero
anyway.
shit.
I'm actually surprised
Before we
that
get
they
canceled.
didn't give me the hint to Patriot, coming, his grandson being Patriot at some point. Like, I'm sorry, it's going to happen at some point, but I thought we were at least going to get the tease to it. They'll probably bring the tease in Captain America 4.
I don't know if is the super soldier serum like genetic? Can it pass down or?
No, actually, no. The problem is that
Good question. Good question.
he had his child before he was given a super soldier serum.
Wait,
So
what?
he never passed it down.
Oh, gotcha.
He
'Cause that's
had a
grand,
child
right?
before he went off to war.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So because
But, like-
when he came back, he was sterile.
But what
So he
would
couldn't
it
have any other.
be genetic? Like, say he did have the kid after. Is it genetic though? Because I don't know if it ever was, like, comic wise or movie wise.
I believe it is. I believe it is. I believe it is. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because there's been like future characters that I think like Sons of Steve Rogers, some shit like that, that has the super soldier power. But Patriot in the comic books, he gets his powers by getting a transfusion from his grandfather.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets his strength from there, whatever.
So he gets hurt, and then he gets blood from Isaiah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Originally he got his power from mutant growth hormone. Mutant growth hormone is like basically
It's like HGH, but with mutants.
basically
Mutant steroids.
Like, DNA from mutants and then found a way to turn it into a drug and then give it to humans and it gave humans powers.
Bro, I would take that shit every Saturday.
Yeah. But it was temporary and it's dangerous as fuck.
It's the little blue pill for
Originally,
superpowers.
Sounds like another movie.
They sell like a counterfeit version at the gas station and shit. It gives you superhuman abilities for 5 minutes.
No, but I think they did have the little tease of the Patriot where he turned to Sam. He's like, "Yo, where we going?" And it's like, "Nigga,
Exactly.
a sequel."
Yeah. I'm also shocked that we didn't get to see the new Falcon yet. He was just watching a video of Sam his speech. He was just watching the video. Joaquin.
Oh wait! There was footage of that.
Joaquin was just watching Sam give the speech. He was watching the speech on the camera.
I mean, we got confirmation because he was like, "The suit's yours, take it." So that was basically all. Like, like it's basically anyone being like, "Yeah, go ahead, it's yours."
But
like,
we didn't get to see it. Like,
yeah, I
just tug on my nuts a little bit, you know.
It'd have been nice if he had like the wings hanging up on his wall in the background.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know what I mean? Like a line is all you need. We're like, "Oh, they said that shit. They set it up." Okay, so it's like, word. We got the Falcon.
Yeah, Patriot and Falcon. They probably going to do that in fucking Captain America 4.
Sometimes a line is all you need, and we'll get to that at the end of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, nice segue.
But lastly, before we move to Mortal Kombat, I will say that the whole speech that Sam gives in front of cameras and stuff like that is a great speech.
Oh, yeah.
Here's all that. And like
any person that's not white that was watching that should have been like, or any black person should have been like, fuck yes. Because honestly, when I was watching Captain gliding down, saving people, I was just thinking, if I was, cause I'm Dominican, I'm not truly black, but I was like, bro, if I was a little black kid, bro, I would be so fucking hype right now that like Captain America.
I was hyped.
You know what I mean? It's cool seeing yourself represented, man. And it's like, this man is the captain of the Avengers. And black dude. Like, it's basically like when Obama got fucking, they became president kind of thing, where it's like, dope.
And like people, I know it's probably people that are like, oh, this speech is super woke and this and that, but
yeah, it was pretty.
But in the comics, he also did a speech like that in front of cameras as well. So like it's all this is kind of like they all pull all this stuff from comics.
But honestly, comics are woke. That's what it all is. It's all.
Look at X-Men.
Dude, Superman. Everything is about. It's a Jew being exiled from his fucking homeland and finding solace in another home in America, New York.
Because like all this stuff, like names, a lot of this stuff, they just pulled from the comic. Because Sam does a whole speech and press conference when he becomes popular.
Comics are
inherently
like a right wing, or wait, is that left wing? What is it? What side are we on? What side is like the
left?
Whatever. It's just a way of the downtrodden.
Comics are liberal. Comics are liberal. Yeah, most comics are liberal.
Yeah, you know, they're trying to just get a message of like a power to the powerless kind of thing. So that's whatever. Yeah, you're never gonna have and it shouldn't be this. It should always comics should make you feel.
And I mean, a lot of Sam Wilson comics are kind of woke anyway. So it's like, because he was beefing with Captain America because he was at the border trying to help, illegal immigrants and stuff like that. So a lot of Sam Wilson like comics are like.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway.
understand the woke thing because like there's a difference between when a show revolves around that conflict and when the show doesn't and tries to do that. And I
Yeah,
think
it's like this
it
show
belongs in
isn't
this
super
show.
woke at all. It isn't super woke at all.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like
it's
it's
well
not
written
even.
and it doesn't feel preachy. It doesn't feel like you're
No.
being talked down to.
Wait a second. It literally is where it's talking to people that would hate that there's a black cap, and he's like, get over it. Like, it is.
Overall, it's not preachy. Like, it doesn't feel forced.
It is, though. It is. You're not seeing it. Like,
It's not forced. It's not forced.
They're not
I think
forced, yeah.
it's not forced.
it definitely.
I will say one thing that was cheesy about that. One thing that was cheesy about the episode where he was like, one of the guys like black talking, and the other guy was like, no, it's Captain America.
Yeah,
I
that
like,
reminded me of like
cheesy as
some
shit.
Sam Raimi Spider-Man type stuff.
Yeah,
that was
yeah. I was like, it's cheesy as shit, but I'll let it go. We'll let it go.
that was totally like a subway moment of like the
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah.
We'll let it go.
Oh, now the Dracula's back.
Dracula's back. Move on to
I wanted to
Mortal
talk about.
Kombat.
Wait.
He went to
Let's just get this out the way real quick. The Shang Chi
What?
trailer was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
I loved it.
I will say this. I thought it was a fan-made trailer of like using different clips of like just Asian movies, because no one talked. It was all voiceover. Like no one was directly talking. I was like, yo, this just feels so fucking fake.
It feels like a trailer
say
that was
this
made during a pandemic. That's what I'll say.
It,
I would say
it feels like one of those like YouTube just like fan cuts of like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
what's that trailer? You know what I mean? Of like
Now you're gonna make me go back and look at it and really like look at the fucking like the lips for the. You're gonna fuck it up for me, bro. Thanks.
I thought it was like Avatar Korra bullshit live action mixed with like I was like, what the fuck is this? This looks fake.
I'm gonna say this doesn't look like a Marvel movie. Really, it really doesn't look like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good thing, but because
I don't know. The budget looks like it's like
it,
$15.
Right?
it doesn't look like a Marvel movie to where it looks like a traditional like kung fu Asian movie.
Yeah, that they then put a Marvel sticker on. It looks like when you go into like a Chinese store and you buy a Chinese Marvel action set, where it's like here's
You're so rude. I know where you're going with
where
this.
Superman is mostly red and his cape is blue. You know what I mean? Where it's like everything's just inverted. Where it's like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think this, how it's presented. Like I said, it doesn't look like a Marvel movie. This could be really good for it, or it could be really bad.
it's a Marvel movie, not a Marvel.
Oh my god. You said it's a Marvel movie?
But yeah, other thing is like I saw people saying like, "Oh man, that trailer alone shit on Iron Fist." I'm like, well, I would hope it would because it's a fucking
multi-billion-dollar movie.
It wasn't.
Shit on a fucking TV.
But I mean, like, that doesn't really say much because the fighting in the TV show was just
The
so
choreography.
bad.
And
like,
I'm telling you, it was bad in the first season. Like second
See,
season.
I haven't seen the second season, so I don't know. I'm hoping that it would get better.
How about that?
Whoa, no, you have to at least watch to fucking.
garbage.
Well, you gotta
You
form.
ain't seen
If you're gonna
it,
formulate an opinion, you have to watch the fucking show.
Well, Brandon, what were you saying about the choreography?
The choreography looks like I watched a bunch of Reacts videos, and it was basically the same thing with the, which we'll talk about very very soon, Mortal Kombat, whereas like everyone had the same unanimous reaction to like the, and then the leg kick.
The kick, yeah.
Where I was like, I'm excited to see it because yeah, it's I want to see some dope hand to hand combat in MCU because I'm tired of seeing repulsion masters
No,
and
no more shaky cam like multiple cut fighting. I want like
Smooth,
steady
solid
camera, like
one shots.
that's
Yeah.
see
what's gonna
choreography.
be cool about the next class of superheroes is that they all pack a literal punch. We've got Miss Marvel with her big fucking fist. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a lot of like dope.
Moon
Just
Knight, I got high hopes for Moon Knight.
punch you right in the mouth, kind of. So It's
After what Deshaun sent me about Moon Knight, I'm ready. My body's ready, bro.
All right, yeah, now we could get into Mortal Kombat though.
ooh.
I have a lot of things to say about this, bro.
Dun,
So
dun,
many
dun,
things.
dun, dun,
I'll let
dun,
you guys
dun.
go first.
All right.
Hmm.
From the top, being as yo, I think I've mentioned to you guys before on the podcast. I think it's recorded here somewhere. Where I was like, I'm surprised I don't have that little dragon tattoo on me, like, cause I'm fucking true blue
Yeah,
MK fan, die hard.
Mortal
Like,
Kombat is the first game I ever played.
yeah, like it was literally Super Mario and Mortal Kombat. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mario
That-
64 and Mortal Kombat.
played on the
That-
fucking on the SNES, dog. It was the Mortal Kombat 2 cartridge and Super Mario Brothers 2. That's all I played.
I played Mortal Kombat in the arcades. Chill.
Okay, sorry, you had money to spend. I was in DR, fucking being raised like a poor boy.
I didn't have a console.
Again, that's where all my money's ever gone to. Anyway,
Uh,
¿Qué tú quieres para tu cumpleaños? Mortal Kombat, please.
I'll say, you know, somebody, I haven't played Mortal Kombat games since like maybe PS3, PS2, something like that.
I still.
But
Wait, you haven't played the reboot?
I
The
did.
reboot was on PS3.
Dog. Mortal Kombat 9 through 11, I will honestly, is better than any video game out there.
I didn't like 11.
I haven't
to
played
be
any of
honest.
them.
Dude,
I
you're
like Mortal Kombat 9 and I like Mortal Kombat X, but I didn't like 11 so much.
then you're bugging out too. That shit was fantastic. You've got Terminator and Rambo fighting. How?
I was talking about from a story aspect, not
You got
gameplay.
Spawn punching Joker in the face.
I was talking about from
Yeah.
a story aspect, not
The
gameplay.
story was dope as fuck as well.
Yeah, but
This
the
continuation,
movie,
it's all the same story. All right. Anyway, we're talking about
Yeah,
video.
the movie.
yeah.
What I
The
mean,
movie, I enjoyed the movie. I did, like, you know, but this is coming from somebody who doesn't know too much about Mortal Kombat.
all right. So that's
add too much
interesting.
things.
That's interesting then, because we have a super fan and a non-fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. You know, even though they were like some things that happened, I'm like, well, why would we go there? Like, why would Raiden send him away, even though we know for a fact that they're still going to come after him anyway? They're like, oh, your power doesn't work. So, you know, go with your family.
Because he's following the rules. You know what I mean? He's a good god. He's listen.
No,
I'm
but
doing
my
everything
problem
within
is
my
that he knew that, you know, even though if you send him away, they're still going to come after him. Like, they're still going to kill him, even if they send him. Like, now, so you basically took him, like, out of your protection. Like,
Wait,
Raiden
wait,
was
wait,
like, you know, go back to being
Set it
your
up,
family.
because you're saying a lot of they and you. Who's sending who away?
Raiden sent away, what's
Shang
that
Tsung.
dude name? The MMA guy.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I know who he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The
Cole.
clone. Huh?
Cole. Okay, Cole. Yeah, Raiden sent Cole away because he was like, oh, you haven't, you know, figured out your powers yet or anything. You're useless. Go back to your family.
No, he did
I'm
that on
sitting there
purpose.
like, yeah, he did, but that was a dick move. Like, it was dumb for Cole because I'd be like, well, like, I'm still in danger. Like, what the fuck do you mean just go back to my family? Now I'm bringing trouble to my family. Like,
I mean,
that didn't make much sense.
that's how much trust that Raiden put into him, I would assume. You have to understand.
It was
You're dissecting a video game movie.
He was useless without his power anyway, so he was like, whatever the fuck you need to do to get your shit, just go until you have it.
No,
And then,
but he prayed and told him like, "Oh no, just go. You're not needed or whatever. Just go." And I'm sitting here like, "Well, they're still gonna come and kill him. Like, what the fuck?" Shang-Chi's, not Shang-Chi. Shang Tsung is still gonna come for him. Like, so basically, Cole went back knowing that he's putting his family in danger. Like, what the fuck?
the fact, oh man, when you said Shang-Chi, it just reminded me of when Kano picked up Shinnok's amulet and tried to like steal it. Again, this is where coming from like a super fan.
I was there's so much like cameos and Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
Oh my
they have
god.
Armageddon
Talk
Easter
about
eggs.
him because I don't know him. Talk about
Okay,
him.
let's start off with the most. This is the best thing I've ever seen in a movie ever, with Liu Kang doing the down kicks on
The
King.
kicks? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because if you
Let it
ever
happen.
played, if
That
you
was
ever
cool, yeah.
played anyone in a fighting game who doesn't play fighting games, all they're gonna do is press down X, and it's
Oh
just a
my
sweep
God.
kick.
And he
And
kept
it's like,
doing
you
it. Yeah.
fucking noob. Do you know any? Can you do some combos on me so I can block him and kick your ass? And it's like, no, I'm just gonna do that. And it's like,
Yeah.
once you get stuck in that, it's just like they spam it, and it's like it was one of the
Yeah,
best.
that's all the way back from like Mortal Kombat, the first original Mortal Kombat. That
Yeah, like
kicked
that's
it.
That
what
and the
they-
uppercut. The
that's
uppercut
great.
was so overpowered in the original games.
I'm really pissed that when they were transported to the spike level, he didn't do the uppercut. To,
Oh yeah, into the spikes.
Oh.
I was expecting that to happen.
Yeah.
I turned to my girlfriend and I said, "Oh, bro, he's gonna do the uppercut into the fucking."
Yeah, I thought he was going to fall into spikes or some shit. It was like they didn't.
It's
do that.
like honestly, Mortal Kombat. There's really. I don't want to hear anyone fucking say, "I don't understand why this." It doesn't matter. It's Mortal Kombat. Like, the movie was 85% fights, and then just whatever bit of story. And honestly, the way they adapted it was fire because it was like, find your internal power, and it was cool. Like, the fighting was dope. The characters was dope, and
So you like the movie?
are you joking around? Kano was this year's best. I don't care what anyone has to bring to the table. No one brought it as hard as whoever the fuck was the actor for Kano.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
Kano,
He killed it.
I was before the
Acting
movie, I was
wise, he
like,
killed it.
I want Johnny Cage, and Kano gave me what I wanted from Johnny Cage,
Yeah.
which was just nonstop.
That was a huge disappointment for me not seeing Johnny Cage, bro.
Well,
This
nigga,
is what I
once
wanted to say
you
about that.
realize that you've been laughing the whole time from Kano, you're kind of like, okay, like I don't really need Johnny Cage because it's being fulfilled by Kano.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
He is the comic relief of that film.
Like
Yeah.
they said, they brought Cole into the movie so the audience could have a surrogate into the world. But I feel like
Mhm.
Cole was. I don't think he was needed.
I didn't
Yeah,
like
because
I didn't
Sonya
like
being
him
the
as an
lead
actor. Yes. That
I,
actually would be dope.
I didn't connect with the character either. I
Yeah.
really didn't.
Yeah, big
Like I
things.
thought when he pulled out the things, I thought
Okay,
they were
I
just
thought it
gonna
was
say
just
like,
me.
"Oh, Cole Striker." I thought they were gonna make Cole Striker when he had the things under his arms.
Mm.
Oh shit!
That's what I thought, but that ended up not happening.
Well, is that his first name? I just always know him as Striker.
I think Striker's his last name, or
Yeah.
that might be just a code name because he's like in the
Well,
police
Cole,
force.
Cole is adopted, so they can always say he's somebody else later.
Like,
They can
well,
always say that.
again, it's the from the very beginning. I turned to my girlfriend. And I was like, this whole fucking bullshit Scorpion Sun storyline, fucking crap. I was like,
They could have made him Takeda or something.
they could have just made him nothing.
Mhm.
They could have just honestly adapted. Which, if you have HBO Max, you could watch The Legend of Scorpion.
Yeah, I'm
which
gonna watch
yeah.
that.
They
I'm
did.
definitely watching that.
which is honestly, like, if you feel like you're missing out on Scorpion, you can just insert that movie into the plot of this movie, and it honestly gives you Scorpion's storyline. Because, like,
Honestly,
and
if
makes
you want
sense.
Scorpion, watch Mortal Kombat Legacy, like the Scorpion episode.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch that show. Like, I think they have a compilation online that I'm gonna probably watch.
what is that?
Just-
YouTube bullshit?
You don't like Mortal Kombat Legacy?
What is that? The YouTube bullshit?
You said
Yeah.
the YouTube bullshit. I heard it was dope.
Garbage. What?
I heard it was dirt. I heard it was dirt
It's,
too.
Yeah.
it's fine, but it's also just fanfic. cool.
But if
That's
you
some-
know that it's fan fiction and you can get past that, you can get past the maybe
Well, here's
lower
the thing.
quality,
It was
I
fan
fuck with
fiction
it.
that-
Alright, it's not written by. What I will say is, it's dope that Jax got his powers from the creator of Mortal Kombat. That's fire.
The creator of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he got his powers from Ed Tobias.
Was it Ed Boon or Tobias? They're different
It
people.
was something. Well, no, it's whatever name you said. It ended with Tobias. That's the
Oh,
co-creator.
Tobias, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Ed Boon and whatever the fuck Tobias.
That's how Noob Saibot got his name.
It's fine. Like, again, this whole movie is awesome. It's Sub-Zero at the end when he gets fucking decked out and he drops his armor and he becomes Noob Saibot was the most hype moment I've ever seen. Because like, even my brother was like, when the fuck was Noob Saibot in the movie? I said, Calvin, how the fuck? You were the first person I fought in Mortal Kombat. How do you not know?
So yeah,
Explain that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm lost.
So
Again,
I was
oh
gonna
my
explain it. So Weapon X, remember when the trailer came out? You were like, I didn't know Sub-Zero was a bad guy or something, and I was
Yeah.
telling you I don't want to spoil it. That's because Bihan dies and becomes Noob Saibot, and then Sub-Zero's brother becomes the new Sub-Zero.
Yeah, like the Sub-Zero is actually Noob's
Yeah,
brother, which was the
Bihan
original.
is Noob Saibot. He was always the evil Sub-Zero, and he dies and becomes Noob.
Yeah, it was basically like just like a mantle that he was given to like just fuck shit at like. Yeah, like when my girlfriend was like, "How do you know this?" So I was like, "Yeah, Scorpion just always dies. Like Scorpion always goes to hell and fucking
Yep.
just
I'm
he's
surprised
basically
they didn't do Quan Chi.
Yeah.
he's basically Kratos, bro. That's what Scorpion is.
I'm so surprised
Bro,
they
I
didn't
was-
have a Quan Chi in hell or anything.
I was watching the movie, right, the first 10 minutes and shit like that, and when Scorpion goes to hell, my cousin, I was like, where the fuck did he go? My cousin looks at me and he's like, your favorite place? I was like, hell? He's like,
Well, no,
Yeah,
he went to Netherlands.
which basically is hell.
Oh, Noob Saibot look cool as shit though.
What'd you say?
I said Noob Saibot look cool as shit.
Yeah, that's who this Sub-Zero becomes.
Did you just Google him? Did you just Google him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nigga, dude. So Noob Saibot has the best fighting move in any video game ever.
Talk about his fatality.
No, it's down up on the directional pad.
Oh yeah,
It's
holy shit.
that's his ultimate. It's just down up. He teleports down and grabs you from anywhere on the screen, and just flings you up.
I like when he sends his shadow at you to like tackle you too.
But bro, what's an easier than just down? It's why his name's Noob. Down up, down up, down up, down up.
And
I'm saying about the final fight, I was like, so I'm thinking the dude family is dead. I'm like, oh, they dead as fuck. Like they frozen to death. They dead. And then like one fire blast and like they back alive. I'm like,
It's again the whole they did Scorpion dirty. The fact that when he said "get over here" wasn't Ed Boon himself saying "get over here."
yeah,
Um,
just put the game voice line into there because he doesn't.
he didn't even. I think he didn't even say it with no ferocity. There's no. It needed to be get over here.
Get over here.
it's because they had like a 68-year-old Japanese guy saying "get over here." It's like
Yeah.
fucking Ed Boon.
It needed more. It needed more punch, more ferocity when he said that.
Like,
And I was
there's
just like, yo, how the fuck did this family survive? I'm like, what the fuck? They were frozen to death. Like,
They
um,
also ruined my favorite character, Melina. I fucking hate Melina in this movie.
what do
Could
you
she
mean they
tell?
ruined her?
fighting games.
Well, what's up? Yo,
Could she teleport?
because it's
Okay.
like down.
I never played Melina.
She does like a teleport kick. Like she
Alright.
comes up from the corner of the screen and just kicks.
You're
you.
right. You're right. You're right. It's like the down quarter forward X. Yeah. Yep.
but
But
you
they-
why you
they-
say they ruined her?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Melina, her story is heavily
That's the
wrapped
daughter-
with Katana.
The daughter of Shao Kahn, right?
She's supposed to be heavily wrapped with Katana. Like her and Katana are like they have to be together for Melina to really
Yeah.
work.
Isn't it three?
Was that-
It's basically like Gamora and fucking whatever the fuck her other name is.
Nebula.
Nebula, yeah. Together.
Yeah.
That's
all meshed
literally-
together.
Imagine having Nebula without Gamora. Like that's what Melina without Katana is.
Yeah, because they're both the daughters of Shao Kahn, which
Well,
is basically.
in Mortal Kombat 9, she's a clone of Katana.
But they're supposed to be like adopted sisters of Shao Kahn because he's basically conquered so many fucking realms that
She's
he just
like part Tarkatan and
yeah,
stuff.
like she basically took. Like,
I mean, my thing is the character isn't gone though. Clearly, she's going to come back. That's the way how they ended that.
which is why again when I mentioned like which is sometimes all you need is one line. Once Cole Young said I'm going to Hollywood, I almost punched my girlfriend in the fucking jaw.
Damn.
You should have punched her in the nuts.
Extreme. That's a little extreme.
This sounds like domestic violence, bro.
Well, I love you, Deshaun.
Domestic violence.
You got to pay tribute to Johnny Cage.
Nah, bro. When they did the pan over and they did the Citizen Cage, and for anyone who's played Mortal Kombat 11, that's like the poster that they advertise. That's like the movie that he's making in that, or actually he's making Mr. Mime in Mortal Kombat 11, which is the DLC costume. But in Mortal Kombat 10, I think was the movie he did was Citizen Cage, and he's got like that crazy big belt buckle, which is the belt buckle I wear in Mortal Kombat 11 with my yellow Oscar suit. Again, play Mortal Kombat 11. It's the game of the fucking decade. It's fantastic.
I suck at fighting games. I'll
Yeah,
probably
I
just
am
watch
so
the
awful.
fucking,
They've got the best tutorial in a video game. These guys will teach you how to do like
they do.
what frames mean, nigga. It's wow.
Or just watch a combo compilation on YouTube and just they put their moves in the description. Like they tell you how to do the
It's
combo.
insane.
So,
Like that.
so since Milena is the adopted daughter of Shao Kahn,
Fucking movie.
why would he be okay with her working with Shang Tsung?
Shang Tsung works under Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shao Kahn is like the master.
Well, he's like the fucking. It's like if an emperor had like a sorcerer, but that sorcerer was like, "Nigga, I can do dark magic, and I've got my own agendas."
Yeah.
But like, I'm
Shang
using.
Tsung doesn't want to do it, but like he has his own agenda, but he works under Shao Kahn. But like any chance he'll like do his own thing though.
And Shao Kahn is usually the voice who says shit like fatality or I see. One thing about this movie, I was like, it felt weird for the characters to say that because I'm like, why the fuck would they say this? Like,
well, yeah, because Shang Tsung would be like the basically moderator, and then he would absorb the soul.
Shang Tsung the first. I think it was Shang Tsung the announcer of the first game, and then the 2 and 3 it's Shao Kahn.
Oh, I'm very bad.
But when Kano was like, Kano wins. I was like, that's kind of fucking
That makes sense. I can believe
that makes sense because he's just
somebody says that.
But yo, when he, I was dying because when he fucking puts his hand in, they're screaming. Wait, was it Reptile? Right? Reptile's like, ah! And he's like, ah! His face was fucking hilarious,
the
bro.
table scene had me weak when he first did the laser eye thing. Like he was just going on and on. I'm like, bro, calm down.
I want my fucking egg roll.
I was waiting for him to betray them. I figured it was coming because if that's one thing I know about Kano is that I know he's like he be beefing with Sonya and all them. So I'm like, I was waiting for that. Definitely waiting for him to betray them. But like, the Kano wins. That's something I expect the character to say. Yeah. I didn't expect a character like some random character to say fatality.
Fatality.
When Liu Kang said it.
Yeah, it did
He's
make
too
sense.
serious
like,
for him to be like fatality.
Well, actually, if you had the subtitles on, he's speaking a different language, but it sounds like fatality. It sort of just looks like a prayer, but it sounds like fatality. But I think that's where like the lore comes from of like a fatality. You know what I mean? Of like destroying someone for like the sake of revenge. Or, you know what I mean? So
yeah, he says for Kung Lao.
Because the only like straight for straight thing was Kung Lao doing the flawless victory of like because he straight up demolished that bitch.
Yeah, and my thing is, that didn't make sense for him to say either flawless victory. Like, that's something a fight moderator would say, not somebody who's in the fucking fight.
No,
Well,
Kung Lao would say that, nigga, because he's a descendant
Kung Lao's cocky as hell, bro.
Yeah, Kung
think-
Lao is the descendant of, like, the greatest fighter of all time.
And
Like,
then he always gets fucking wrecked every time, bro. He gets his neck snapped by Shao Kahn. He just always dies.
I mean,
it was cool as shit that he did that though. That was cool as shit. I'll say that.
the way he entered the movie was
Oh
one
my
of his
God.
movements, his little fucking. I was just like, I turned to my girlfriend. I was like, why are they doing this to me? Because this movie is garbage, but it's fucking perfect. Like,
Yeah, that's how I felt. That's how I felt.
where I was like,
Kung Lao had a pointless death. I was sitting there like, why is the guy who
It's 'cause-
shoots fireballs out his hand just watching as Kung Lao gets fucking?
It's because I don't
Shang
know
Tsung's
why they
powerful.
did that. Like in the games, Kung Lao died because they think Kung Lao's like the one that's meant to beat Shang Tsung to like win the tournament, and Kung Lao ends up dying, and then it's revealed to be Liu Kang the entire time.
but then
But
also,
his death in the movie it was just
They killed him
pointless.
too
I'm like,
early.
shoot a fucking fireball at him or something. What the fuck are
Well-
you watching?
also, if you've played Mortal Kombat 11, nigga, everyone you love from the original is dead and is working for like
Sindel wrecked them single-handedly.
like my girlfriend was like, oh, like I was like, honey, like it was the same shit where like y'all are talking about Invincible, where I'm like, yo, I'm so fucking far past that. Like, Liu Kang's a bad guy in my like Mortal Kombat.
Oh
He's
yeah.
a bad guy now.
Nigga,
So
I have
he
to equip a special
dies.
skin to just make him human and like good looking. Like, but if you choose him on a character, he's evil. Like, he's a bad guy.
There's so it depends. Like there's like different timelines in Mortal Kombat, because even though Mortal Kombat 9's a reboot, it's still take place after Armageddon, and Raiden goes back in time to send a previous Raiden a message that, yo, to prevent this has to happen, and then they reboot the games again.
His
And then,
face.
Because I know, Liu Kang turned into a fucking zombie in one of the movies.
yeah,
I
that was
remember.
the
one of the games.
Armageddon timeline. That's Armageddon.
Okay,
And
so
that's when
Armageddon
Raiden
is probably the
goes-
last one I played then, when he was a fucking zombie.
Man, you played some like PS2 bullshit. Did you ever play the original Mortal Kombat vs. DC?
I did, yeah. I got that game for Christmas.
A little bit. I
That was
played
like
it.
the precursor to Injustice, and people forget about that shit, bro. Like Mortal Kombat and DC.
Well, I was
got,
gonna
like,
say, yeah, Injustice is definitely Mortal Kombat with no blood and DC characters.
Injustice, I fucking fucks with Mortal Kombat, but I fucking, dude, fuck Mortal
Because
Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat with your favorite superheroes and villains, bro. Like, come on. Of course,
Thank
it's gonna be
Yeah,
fucking
but I suck
dope.
at fighting games, so.
I
and
suck at
always
fighting
sucked
games
at
too, and
Mortal
I
Kombat
played the
games, so.
shit out of Injustice, bro.
Dude, Injustice was fun. Dude, it's basically
yeah.
what fucking the Snyder Cut is. It's basically
Yeah.
Injustice.
Well,
That's all-
the whole evil Superman, he totally pulled from Injustice.
Yeah, that's-
Totally.
Dude, that's why Injustice is still a comic book, is because they did the whole evil Superman thing, which was like fucking genius. Of like, yeah, he killed Lois Lane. He's gonna murder the Joker. That's it. You're done. Anyway,
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
did you catch
But I
the
digress.
Nightwolf reference? Like, I'm surprised they just dropped Nightwolf like that. Like, in the bulletin board.
so I
I
told.
think my question about that is, so that means Nightwolf is dead? Like, because these look
I'm
like
pretty sure he's
old
immortal. He's like a spirit in the game. I
Oh,
think.
Yeah, the Nightwolf
okay.
is a mantle. Nightwolf is a mantle. He's like a spirit that can just inhabit any like Native American.
okay.
Like it's like
Gotcha.
a thing that's like they just like a Native American will inhabit the Nightwolf, and it's just like
And-
then they become this shamanic fucking powerhouse that is.
Mhm.
Did you see the reference where they reference Armageddon in the movie? Like, they showed the mom from the main character of Armageddon.
Wait, what?
So hold on, I'm gonna put it on the screen.
The winged bitch.
The winged
No, not
bitch.
the wing bitch. Hold on.
He said the
just
winged
keep
bitch.
talking. I'm gonna bring it up. I'll show it when I find it. Just keep
This,
talking.
this was the only movie where I turned to my girlfriend and was like, listen, I will like explain every single Easter egg and reference to you because I know you won't understand. Like Cole Young's MMA box shorts, did y'all notice that?
No.
Exactly. It said Venom. They were Venom, a sports brand, which, what insect has venom? A scorpion.
Oh, okay,
It
cool.
was also
cool.
black. Yeah, it was a black and yellow like trunks that had venom on the waistband, and I was like, "Nigga, that's a scorpion." I was like, "All
So,
right."
what was Cole's powers? Like, was it that he was absorbing the punches and then re-releasing them
I
or
don't even
something?
think they knew.
I
'Cause
think it's that. Yeah, like the first moment you meet Cole Young, he's getting the shit kicked out of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's his ability to take a beating.
Yeah.
Like that's his arcana. You know what I mean? It's getting and that's the Shang Chi bloodline apparently is like you just lose everything. Like you're not a winner, babe. Like
damn internet.
It's funny though. Like at
No,
a certain
not-
point, they go, they start listening to him, and I'm like, he's the one who knows the least about what the fuck going on. Why are we listening to this guy?
listen, the whole fucking plot doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Mm-mm. I was gonna
Like,
say
he's the one who
we
knows the
have to
least.
come to the conclusion that before we end this podcast, we have to come to the conclusion that the plot in this movie was dog shit. Everything else was fucking awesome.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah, you came for the fights, you came for the blood, you came for the fucking fatalities, bro. Like, come on.
Thank you. I came for the unexpected leg sweep fucking shit. Like it was just so much just love and care and like you play Mortal Kombat for like 28 years. I love you.
Right.
The character I sent in the chat. That's
I'll
the,
say that I've seen enough in this movie that I want to see these characters again. I mean, I don't give a shit about Cole. Cole wasn't needed. They could have put an actual Mortal
Anybody
Kombat
else?
character in the spot. Yeah,
You're,
it could have been anybody. Like, it's
um,
Cole's storyline is completely useless for the most part.
yeah.
Like,
Which is why I think the next one is going to be Johnny Cage leading the team because it's going to be Johnny Cage falling in love with Sonya.
yeah. Johnny Cage is what Cole like. So Johnny Cage is supposed to be the audience surrogate because he's just like this Hollywood actor, and then he's like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Like he's
Yeah.
supposed to be that character.
Because he has this ancient just magic blood in him that lets him shoot this green shit out of his feet.
And they explained that in the movie. Like, he'll
oh,
unlock his
they
powers.
explain that Johnny Cage has ancient powers in him?
Yeah, he
That's
does.
that's his background. Like, of course, this Arcana bullshit kind of changes that because it's just a gamble.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why he's a famous actor. Is because this fucking crazy dragon symbol thing, and it's like, oh, action star with the little crazy kung fu tattoo. So
I didn't get. I guess we're going back to the plot again. I'm like, clearly Shao Kahn is breaking the rules. Why the fuck is Raiden the only one that want to go follow the rules?
Oh, you mean
not Shao Kahn, Shang
It's
Tsung.
because Raiden.
he explains it with one line of dialogue, and he says it's because the gods are lazy.
Yeah, Raiden. Yeah, they are in the games. Like Shao Kahn
So
breaks the
Raiden
rules.
is fucking lazy because he's just allowing this shit. Why is Raiden not zapping everybody? You're breaking the rules. Get the fuck out of here. Boom.
I mean, because
Because it's
he's
too easy. That would
also
wrap up the story too
again, which
fast.
is why I said, but like he's following the rules. Like he's a god that's like.
But here's the thing. He's supposed to be enforcing the rules as well.
Mhm.
Why is he not? Because then he needs to step in if he needs to
He
enforce
is.
the rules.
He is. He's biding time. Because that's all this movie is literally just biding time
Here's
until.
the thing. Shang
When I-
Tsung is breaking the rules. So if Shang Tsung is breaking the rules and you need to enforce the rules, why wouldn't this make you be involved?
Well, because, which is what I'm getting to, is when I turned to my girlfriend, literally during the Sub-Zero and, or the noob, whatever, Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight, I was like, there's not going to be a Mortal Kombat, is there?
Mhm.
Which is the fact that
Yeah.
there's not a tournament in this movie.
Yeah, there
and
really isn't.
they're building up to that, is the fact
This
that...
was basically the fucking tournament. And then he just casually dropped him.
No, there is no tournament. There is no tournament.
There's no
yet, 'cause
tournament. this is a prequel to the tournament.
The
No,
tournament...
but what I'm saying is they basically did all the tournament shit. Like he casually dropped them, to specifically fight different warriors and stuff like that.
No, they split up like that to sort of give themselves a tournament layout. But
Yeah,
it was
but I'm saying, like, in essence, it was kind of like a tournament in this. It's basically like
but it wasn't because they didn't meet at Shang Tsung's island. They
Oh, yeah,
weren't
it's not
like
the tournament. I get that. Yeah.
like they don't have the full like all the champions haven't been like you know what I mean like the tournament isn't ready yet. Which is what I'm saying, which is why it's so dope too. Because when I realized that, where I'm like, oh fuck, that's why they name dropped the Hollywood at the end, is because like this is the next movie is because if no one knows, there's 4 more movies in development.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they got the Sub-Zero for 4 more movies.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a fucking universe, and we're gonna get characters.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna get the Cyberlink way. We're gonna get Cyrax. We're gonna get fucking. We're gonna get everything. If we don't,
It's funny. Raiden finally decides to shoot Shang Chi with some electric at the end.
Bro,
Like, now you want to be
we haven't
involved.
met his brother. Oh, I said brother.
Brother.
Fujin.
Yo, you know, Brandon, you know when they kept showing the characters in Smoke, I thought Smoke was gonna end up showing up.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Well, that's when I'm telling you, dude. That and anyone that sees the promo art, just look at Sub-Zero. Is he blue? No, he's not. He's black. The entire film.
Yeah, his suit's never blue.
From the first scene, he says, "I'm Bihan," and anyone that knows Mortal Kombat is gonna be like, "Oh, that's Noob Saibot."
Yeah.
So it's you know,
But
they're
I mean,
building.
he calls himself Sub-Zero.
Oh, by
It's
the
just
way,
again, it's just a title.
I kind of like Cabal. Like he's gonna get his soul sucked.
We didn't even get, dude. So this movie was directed by an Australian man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel like Kano, Cabal, like the whole Black Dragon mercenary group, which is basically just supposed to be like, yeah, Australian outback mercenary, is like, I mean, like, those were the best characters because it's an Australian directing Australians. He's like, just fucking be awesome because I want you to be the standouts of this because I want to represent Australia.
Right.
So it was dope. Also, Cabal is Ed Boon's version of the Flash, which is my favorite character. So it was amazing seeing like when I
Who's
turned
your favorite character?
the Flash is my favorite superhero, and
Oh.
Cabal is Ed Boon's version of the Flash.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just this nigga. Like, if you ever fought a Cabal player, it's only going to be back forward triangle,
Yep.
which is the fucking dash, which makes you spin, which is going to then come back, do the little hook grab, throw, spin. So again, like this movie, this whole fucking film was just when you see Sub-Zero and Jax fighting, and it's the side like the vertical, like the just standard TV fight scene where they're like, I was like, oh my god, bro! Like this movie understands what it's adapting. That who gives a fuck about the story when all the visual effects look fucking rad.
Yeah.
Like Reptile, badass looking. When Kano shoots a laser out of his eye, badass looking. When Kung Lao enters, badass looking. Honestly, the fireballs look garbage. Everything fire looked trash.
I thought the dragon looked cool.
No, that looked garbage.
I want to see more of Kung Lao. That's why I didn't like that he got killed. I want to see more of Kung Lao.
He always does. He always does. That's the story too. It's sort of like how Sub-Zero's will always like Sub-Zero is a good guy and he dies and he comes back as Spawn essentially because that's what he is. He's fucking Mortal Kombat Spawn. Which is why it's dope that Spawn's in Mortal Kombat 11. Anyway, it's the movie is to this date the best video game movie I've ever seen, and I can't wait to see the second one, the third one, the fourth one. More people should.
I was definitely given, even with a lot of the plot holes, I was given enough to want a sequel.
Did any of you guys play Asura's Wrath?
Mm-mm.
I've seen trailers. I haven't played it.
It's this Xbox 360 game. Everyone should play it. It's basically a playable anime, and that's what I feel like Cole Young was. It's basically like he just looks like the same kind of like like circular armor kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for you Mortal Kombat players, how long do you think before Cole is in the game?
I hope he's in the next one.
You play him?
But doing what? Like, what's
Yeah.
his moveset?
What are you
They're,
talking?
they're gonna bring him in the game. I was just like, it's no way there.
Like,
He's Black Canary from Injustice, but in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Cole? Like,
Yeah.
Really?
You ever played Injustice?
I mean, yeah, but
So
What's
He's
Cole's
talking
power,
about
though?
without the screen. He's saying without the screen. Just
no. Black Canary. Yeah, she's all counters. Literally, her only moveset is all countering, whether it's physical or special moves. So it's just timing that, right? Because it's you taking the punch. So it's you have to count. It's basically like playing Batman in Injustice, where it's like a lot of the parries, the down back X, where it's like you have to time the opponent's moves, counter that, and that's where you lead into your combos with those tonfas and blades and shit. And like you taking damage is going to make you more powerful. So it's like you want to parry, you want to grapple, you want to get in close, you want to get hit. That shit is going to play so fucking beautifully. I can already see it. Like fire, give me that.
I'll be happy if Cole never exists again. To be honest,
I'm gonna tell you, Deshaun, it's no way he's not gonna be in one of these games. It's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
They're gonna introduce him.
There's no way.
He's fire. He's fire. He's dope. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I'm not saying I want him. I'm just saying it's gonna happen.
Mortal
I don't care if
Kombat.
we do or don't.
Mortal Kombat is about basically having every single style of fighting represented in a video game that you didn't think.
So
you know what I mean?
Cole's style of fighting is getting the fuck beat out of him.
No, it's MMA, dog. It's just this dope ass Asura's Wrath human with Herculean skin getting in there, beating with you with tonfas and fucking blades. It's sick.
I was watching somebody play Mortal Kombat last night, and I asked them about the blind swordsman dude that I used to like with the telekinesis. Kenshi, yeah, I wanted him. Apparently he got killed. Apparently, I didn't know that.
He's in Mortal Kombat 10.
He's one of my favorite characters. Whenever I play someone like really good, I just go Kenshi. Just send my like little like spirit after him.
Or
How he get killed?
he was Mortal Kombat 9. He was DLC. Sorry.
I think he. Oh yeah, no, he doesn't get killed in Mortal Kombat 10. He does have a son though. His son was
Again, that's the beauty of Mortal Kombat is that there's so many characters, dude. Like
That's why I don't like Cole. Like you don't need to make a new character. Like just
They didn't. And I said that from the top. I was like, that whole storyline sucked ass. But who gives a fuck about the storyline?
It was a pointless storyline. It really was. I'm like, yeah.
Well, because it's all building up to the second movie, right? Which is when we get Johnny Cage. Which is when we get like everyone's has their arcana. Everyone is who we need them to be. We're no longer building up to it. You know what I mean? Like this was proof of concept, and it's dope proof of concept, and I'm all in.
I think this would have worked better instead of being a movie. Like it could have been like a mini series before the movie, or something.
Would you have? Let me ask you. Would you have wanted 6-hour-long episodes like how they did with Falcon and Winter Soldier?
They could have had like 3-4 episodes of like a literally a mini series, and then they could have like said, "Oh, in the movie."
No.
I just needed this to be a movie.
There's so much fucking lore, dude. You can definitely pull it off.
There's a lot of lore, so they could do a TV show. But not the main event could be.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The main event, the
tournament could be the movie, but they could do like individual stories in the show.
But I got you. But why do we love Invincible so much? It's because this world is happening. It's been happening before. Who gives you? And we're just dropped in the middle. Sorry for the burp of the mole there. But it's like, literally in that text of like the Mortal Kombat, where it's like, this is Shang Tsung's 9th invasion. Or like 9th straight win. So I turned to my girlfriend and I said, oh fuck. Like there's been Mortal Kombats before. It's just, he's trying to circumvent this shit and just be like, listen, I've already got this. Let's just like, it's sort of like when a team's like 23 points ahead and they're like, listen, it's the 4th quarter. Like, let's just call this shit. But then the team's like, no. Like, it's so dope where it's like, this is already supposed to be established. This is meant for the fans. It doesn't have to explain anything. You're supposed to know everything going in because you're supposed to do your homework. Because there's been a Mortal Kombat 1 in 1995 or 1996. There was Mortal Kombat Annihilation. There's been a bajillion video games. Go do your homework. Go do a quick internet research of who these characters are before you watch this movie. Because this is...
No, I think you could make a whole... This could be an entire universe. It could be extended universe where they
And
do
it is.
shows and.
It is, but you don't need a backstory on Reptile. Just say he's an assassin, like just to.
No,
You know?
but you can do backstories on like a lot of cooler different characters. Think about all the characters and all the lore. Like they can. How many different? Y'all know more than I do. How many different characters do y'all believe could get their own series? Like literally, like they
bunch of
can.
them.
Didn't I say watch the WB Scorpion animated film and then just insert that into to get like Scorpion's story in this movie because
I
it's
was gonna
literally
say,
like he goes to hell and then
at
you
least
play
Scorpion.
WB and then it's like you get his sort of like gist of like
But
okay
it's like they can do several Mortal Kombat. It could be several Mortal Kombat shows and movies and stuff. They could.
Mhm.
And I think it just works best as 2 hours of nonstop fighting between your favorite characters. And I don't want it to be any more than that. I don't need to see Johnny Cage and Sonya like genuinely fall in love. They're two attractive people that are together.
Like the way I think, like so, like in the movie, like for people who doesn't know anything about Mortal Kombat and Sub-Zero and Scorpion's like for the Lin Kuei, for the Shirai Ryu, like people who don't know Mortal Kombat doesn't know what the fuck that means. So like,
Yeah, I didn't know what
Yeah.
the fuck it meant at
like
all.
these things have no weight. They don't
It's
know.
two different clans. It's the Chinese and the Japanese. They don't like each
I
other.
figured it's two different clans, but it didn't explain to me any of that.
Like,
It's like
it has
oh, I
no
guess it's
weight
two
for
different clans.
people.
I mean, if you,
Yeah,
I
there was no
guess using context clues because Sub-Zero speaks Chinese and then you have Scorpion that speaks Japanese, like
I mean, it's
utilizing
hard
those
to
context clues.
understand.
I'm gonna be completely ignorant. I didn't know they were speaking two different languages. To be honest,
When
I
I was
mean,
gonna say when I was watching it, it said in Chinese and then another
Yeah,
it said
that's-
in Japanese.
I would say that's no excuse because even ingrained in the film, the subtitles are in there and then in parentheses it says in Japanese.
In Chinese, yeah.
Yeah.
no, I didn't pay. I was just looking at the subtitles. I didn't pay attention to the. Oh, this is Japanese and this is Chinese. I didn't
Yeah,
pay
no,
attention.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
But
mean-
you know what? Considering it's a video game film, I'm glad that it doesn't treat its audience like they're fucking stupid.
It's like,
I
listen,
hate when
people
movies
that
do
are
that.
gonna watch this movie are Mortal Kombat fans, and that's really who we need to capture and get and like get it right to because it's Mortal Kombat that's spelled incorrectly. Even like Cole Young says, where he's like, they spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
It's just like, yes, bro. Yeah, they did spell it wrong. And y'all are combatants, which are also spelled wrong, because it's with a K. Like, it's just... It's... I was just clapping the entire time, because it was garbage, but it was fucking...
It's fun garbage.
Respectful. And that's, like, what I could say best was, like, it cared a lot about what it was doing. And Kano was fucking awesome.
Definitely, Kano stole the show all the way.
Oh
Kano
yeah,
for president.
for sure.
Kano for president.
And
No,
this
them-
coming from, I usually hate Kano. games. For me to admit that, like,
No, I love Kano, bro. Honestly, I wanted, like, because I ship him and Sonya so hard, and that's why I think they have such a, like,
get
no
out
one's
of
ever,
here.
they've definitely fucked.
Get out of here.
Dude, they've definitely fucked. And that's why it's so complicated. But anyway, it was dope when she kills him and gets her little thing and gets her little power blast.
I'm surprised they killed. I thought that's just how they were gonna explain his metal eye, but he just like dies.
He never got that, which is when I was like, because he gets clawed, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's when he's gonna get like the little like cosmetic thing to like cover it up. And I was like, again,
But Shane
It's
Tsung
funny-
can bring him back as well too. Shane
Yeah.
Tsung can bring him back as well.
yeah, like anything can happen. It's Mortal Kombat.
What
right?
I would-
No one
what I was
stays dead in
saying-
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and what I was saying with that too, since he didn't get the metal plate and shit like that, was what that felt like to me. And Brandon, I know you didn't really watch any of like the Netflix Marvel shows, but it felt like what they did with Misty Knight, where they injured her arm, and it's like, oh, so she's gonna lose the arm, she's gonna have the metal arm, but no, she didn't.
Yeah, she didn't.
She healed up, and then she does lose the arm, and then she gets the metal arm, and it's like, okay, so you're cock teasing me for what's gonna actually happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So where it's like, oh, she's gonna lose an arm here. It's like, oh no, she don't lose an arm, but then she actually loses the arm.
Yeah.
He's definitely probably just gonna use the money that he gets from Shang Tsung to be like, I'm gonna fucking put a beautiful baby in here. Again, it's gonna be cool seeing these characters evolve, just like we have seen them evolve over the which is why it just goes back to Mortal Kombat 11 of it's the end game of video games because you're seeing these characters over an evolution of I've seen these characters evolve over iteration, get these layers of backstory and story and it's the first video game.
I will say though that I do wish there was a little bit more backstory with a lot of different stuff. I do want more lore because I don't want to just have to look it up myself. I want to tell me in universe.
That's why you should watch Mortal Kombat Legacy. Just watch it.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I definitely have to watch that.
There's a lot of things I wish they changed. I don't know why Jax didn't get his crazy cybernetic arms from the government. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird things. Why the fuck did he have these weird little baby Gordon?
That goes
Oh
back
my
to
god,
when,
yeah, that was
remember
weird.
when
That weirded me out a
when the
little bit.
trailer first came out, and I was like, "Yo, this feels like a fan film." That's what it felt like to me. Still,
it felt like $1 million fan film, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
yeah, I didn't mean it in a bad way then. I don't mean that in a bad way now.
Yeah.
It's
and that's why,
confusing.
when Brandon says things when people say things like Shang-Chi looks like a fan-made film, I'm not taking that the wrong way because that means that someone who enjoys the content, it looks like someone who enjoys that fucking character who grew up reading that comic is gonna make that fucking movie. So I don't really take that as a negative when people say that, oh, it feels like a fan-made film. I would fucking hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. That's who I want making these movies, are fans.
Yeah.
When I watch the Metal Gear Solid movie, it better be a fucking mega fan making that movie because that's a dense ass story.
It has to be done right.
But it also needs to be, it needs to cater to the casuals as well.
But this ain't a Kevin Feige Marvel fucking 23 movie franchise. This is
That's not about that. It's the fact that I don't know any of this stuff, so it's you have to at least.
Well, honestly, that's
you can't just go. It's not. No, you can't do that.
No,
Yeah,
because look, yeah.
Now that we're talking about this,
honestly, bro,
you do criticize Marvel for that. You do be like, oh, you gotta watch this show to get that reference.
Yeah.
No. I have to watch all the Marvel movies, the Marvel shows. This is his own movie. Meaning that I understand if we were talking you need to watch Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero that's in this universe. They had to tell you that. I get that argument, but you can't hit me with that argument where it's watching different properties that don't even connect to this universe. That's not the same thing.
I don't know how I got the this is what I mean by Mortal Kombat is special because there has been no story mode really up until Mortal Kombat 9, but somehow through the fight styles, through just the intros, I've gotten the stories of these characters, right? Because even in the backgrounds, it's so ingrained, and it's I know who is the Lin Kuei, I know who is the Shiro Ryu, I know who the Black Dragons are.
But tell me that in the movie. I don't know who it is because I don't play that. So tell me that in the movie.
You're starting to get it, right? Who's Cabal? Cabal knows Kano. So obviously they have some Black Dragon, history.
I mean, I know they know each other.
Kano's obviously the Black Dragon. Because he says, Black Dragon, mate. I let her get
But I don't know what the fuck this Black Dragon is. But
it's basically this dope ass.
They need to explain some of these things. I need backstory on some of it. And you can't just say, "Oh, watch this animated movie." That that tells you some of the stuff that where they. It's not the same thing to where
I feel they will.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, it'll come. But
if I can be devil's advocate for both people, right? So I don't like when the content and the audience treats the director or the content creator treats you like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I also understand where Weapon X is coming from as the person who has no idea what the storyline's about. However, from creating a storyline perspective, it's a lot harder to put all the stuff that Weapon X wants. Like, you want all the little nuances, all the little backstories. However, it's a little hard when you're writing a script, because when you're... A lot of issues with bad plot and bad dialogue is because they end up just, like, verbalizing everything and just over-explaining shit.
Too much exposition.
Exactly. Too much exposition and not enough just, like, show don't tell. That is the number one rule of filmmaking. Show rather than tell. So,
but yeah, and that's why, like, I'll be down for, you know, a series of where they can show me these things. So it's like I'm not so where I wouldn't have the argument of, you know what, I don't know this, and y'all can go, oh well, you should have watched the Mortal Kombat show that connects to the movie. Then it's like, okay, cool. Then I get that or whatever.
mm-hmm.
That's fine. Like, you can show, you don't have to, you know, run down lines of dialogue that says, yeah, back in the day when the Lane played was fighting the
It pulls you out of the experience when they start explaining too much.
But you can show me the actual, like, maybe one battle of the Lin Kuei and them fighting or whatever while their whole conflict started. Like, you can show me that.
And that's why I think it should just be like a mini series or movies. And then have the Mortal Kombat be like the Avengers.
It's why you're supposed to have friends.
I agree with that.
Why you have friends who, you know, you should have a friend who's deep into Mortal Kombat who you can call and be like, yo, run me through this real fast, and he'll be like, listen.
I agree with Deshaun, where it's like the Mortal Kombat movie should be the big tournament, the big fight, and let the shows be the, you know, give them all the backstory and all that.
But I will also say this. This is why Mortal Kombat is special, because why the fuck does a fighting game have a fucking story that's so goddamn good?
I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's honestly the only game that has lore that's actually, like, engrossing. Like, I had a friend come into work and was like, yo, after this movie, I hope they make a fucking Street Fighter movie. And I just turned on him, I was like, why? Those characters suck dick.
They're very two-dimensional.
Maybe
No,
Tekken. I'd say Tekken's a close second, but
like the most important thing about a fucking Street Fighter character is the nationality, and that's trash. Like, cool, Ken's from America, Ryu's from Japan, awesome. Like, who the fuck cares? They can both shoot Hadoukens. What the fuck? Who cares? Like, the lore of this tournament of, like, hey, we're gonna award the winners of this tournament, like, just free reign over this world is so dope. Of, like, it's just
the
cool.
Stakes are so high. Yeah.
There's no reason this SNES game should have this lore between these, like, sprite characters that were based on real life fucking martial arts characters that they were, like, animating at the time to put on cartridges. Like, Mortal Kombat is just special. Like, it did something for video games that pushed the boundary. It was the first rated M game. It's the reason we have parental advisories. It's the reason, like, there are ratings for video games. It's the reason for so much. And it's just because of the amount of blood and gore. And that's really all I need to see in a Mortal Kombat movie, is someone split in fucking half.
And I am not mad at it at all. And it's funny because I did hear someone mention about, you know, the old fucking VHS 90s, you know, Mortal Kombats, where it's like, yeah, they were cool for the time, but they didn't show blood, they didn't show gore, and it feels like a neutered version of the original. So to get what we originally got, with, like, the first fucking Mortal Kombat, with the fatalities and the blood, and, you know, it was dope. It was dope.
They could have went harder on the blood and gore though. They could have been a little harder.
You think no? And it was funny because I'm of the opposite mindset, where I felt like they pushed the R rating with the amount of blood, because look at what Quentin Tarantino had to do with Kill Bill Volume 2. We talked about this before with the whole the Bride versus Crazy 88s. There was so much blood that in order to avoid an NC-17 rating, he used a black and white filter to avoid that NC-17 rating, because now the blood goes from being just a bunch of red blood to just black and white. So I think they pushed the R rating a little bit with this film.
Goro should have ripped Cole in half.
Yeah, Goro's not a Cole should not have beaten Goro, bro.
That's the prince, bro. Like, Goro should have ripped the main character to be like, this is Mortal Kombat. Like, who cares if he was the main character? He's not anymore. Because you're getting, like, who cares? Like, so, nah. Like, they could have gotten more balls to the walls. I wanted to see torsos being slammed against the ground. Like, no way. Like, this was an appetizer to what I hope the second.
That's exactly how I feel. It's just like
But
I called it pre Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
That's
I'm glad if it is. If that's the case, I am, bro.
And this is what this is, which is what I'm saying. There has been no Mortal Kombat yet, which is what the next movie's going to be, which is when all the challengers are ready to go.
That's where we're getting our Baraka. We're getting our.
Oh boy, we haven't even gotten Baraka yet, bro.
They showed him, I think, didn't they?
In like
yeah.
That was just a Tarkatan. It wasn't Baraka. Like, we still got to get the chieftain of the Baraka. Like, dude, it's amazing. There's so much like, oh.
Oh, they showed Kodo Khan too. I don't know if you caught that. They showed
Khan as the
Kodo Khan.
relic.
I was surprised.
Yeah. I was turning my girlfriend every 5 seconds. I was pausing it. I was like, okay, listen. It's all about She's like, just press play.
Question.
Yeah.
Since we know Katana is Asian,
Mm-hmm.
and they made Milena black, and I don't think that girl is half Asian. I don't know if the actress is half Asian or
Did you
not.
see her hair? She's not half Asian.
Yeah, I mean, she can have that hair and be half Asian. That ain't. I mean, as long as you got black in you, you can, you can still have that hair. Do you think people will be angry that not angry, but like the Asian community would be upset if Katana isn't Asian? Isn't that erasing Katana's ethnicity? Because her black?
I think I just don't think they should have made. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just supposed to be no. Again, that's the whole thing of like, oh fuck, you're just tying it to her being Asian. I don't tie Katana to being Asian, bro. Like, that's really not even.
I don't tie it to her, but what it is that's who she is. Mm-hmm. She is Asian.
No, not even.
Her name is like
her name is
tied into Asian culture.
Well, that's just tied to her weapon.
Word, like,
that ties into her, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just.
So you're saying as long as she uses a katana, it doesn't matter,
right? Isn't that
use a katana?
Yeah, no. Hold on. Am I being just drunk right now?
That's just her name. But I feel like this situation could be remedied if they didn't bring Melina and they didn't make her black. Melina, they could have made Jade. Jade's black sometimes. Or even like Indian. Indian.
But let's see.
They could have Jade instead of Melina.
Somebody giving me echo.
Yeah, someone's getting an echo.
Why?
Let me say where the echo coming. It's Brandon.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Is UB?
Yeah. Is UB?
Wait, how?
I don't know. Every time I talk, like the.
Did Sean say something?
Like the.
Yeah, I hear it too.
I didn't hear it when Deshaun said it.
I think Deshaun said it.
What?
Oh, there it was.
Wait.
Echo. I don't hear it anymore.
Echo.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone now.
It's gone.
The fuck was that?
That was very weird.
Yeah, but like I was saying, they could have just made, instead of Melina, just have it be Jade, and that could have solved this whole situation.
Like,
I
they're
mean, maybe
all...
they go a different route and change Melina's backstory to where she isn't a clone of Katana at this point.
But it's like
Maybe they
they're
go that
always
route.
meant to be like this, like mezzo, like European, like African, Asian, like they're just meant to be like the different corners of like these like ancient empires. Like that's all it's meant to be. Like they're just.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter what they're rate. They're just.
I mean, if it's that, then why did they need to change the character's race if they already have that diversity established with the characters?
I don't know, because maybe that bitch looked cool with fucking the
No, she
make.
didn't. She didn't look cool. She wasn't cool. The makeup was trash. The character was bad. She looked like crap, and nobody can lie and say she looked good. She looked like crap, bro. I swear.
That was one. I've seen that as a consistent, complaint from a lot of people that she didn't look because they're like, even though she has that like the fucked up mouth shit, she still looks good. Like when you cover it, and it's like, and it's like,
Yeah, she's supposed to have like that like thing over her mouth. You know
She's
what I
supposed to
mean?
be like that kid.
Instead, she had like the Joker makeup with like the fucking red around her mouth.
I hated that. I hated that.
Yeah, like my girlfriend was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "It's because she's like eating so many faces, I guess." Like,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
hated
She's just
it.
got blood
a
around
lot
her
of people
mouth
was
and
like,
shit.
well, Melina still looks good. It's just, she just had the mouth thing, and it was like,
That's
and
that's
that
the
was a
only.
complaint.
That was
they definitely should have had like more of like a Pennywise, like when she finally opened her mouth, like it got.
And she's like, yeah. Oh my god, that would have been fucking dope.
But Deshaun, I'm gonna say maybe she'll look better in the sequel. We'll
I
see.
don't care. I want her gone. Just make him.
Who knows?
I'm just curious. I'm curious if they make Katana black as well, or if they go,
They
they change it up.
They don't need to change ethnicities because the cast is already so
Because
diverse.
it was already diverse. I absolutely agree with you. But since we're
It's-
here already,
Yeah, as long as they get the
talk about
colors.
the possibility.
Literally, if they got the actress for Melina to play Jade, I'd be perfectly fine. But it's the fact that she's Melina is what upsets me.
I don't know. I
So you're saying you don't want her as either character, be?
If she was Jade, I'd be
So
fine with
there's
that. Like,
no
just have her be
pleasing
Jade.
you.
yeah. Who here has PlayStation? Weapon? Do you have a PlayStation?
Yes.
And you don't have Mortal Kombat?
No.
I'm gonna game share with you, buddy. I'm gonna get your information after this. We're gonna game share. We're gonna play some Mortal Kombat together, bro.
I'm trash. I gave up on fighting games.
Bro, that's fine. That's fine. You're gonna play. You're gonna learn today,
Hey,
bro.
but definitely watch Mortal Kombat Legacy though. I'm not.
I
joking
will.
about it.
I will probably get
actually
around
had
to that.
I had both seasons of Legacy, and I had the Scorpion movie on
Bro.
Blu-ray. I just haven't sat down and watched any of
I've got the Ultimate Edition of Mortal Kombat with all the DLC. You're gonna get the sickest experience in Mortal Kombat ever. You're gonna get the story. You're gonna get the DLC story. You're gonna get to fight as Rambo versus fucking.
I'll just watch it on YouTube. I don't need to play it because here's my thing about fighting games. I'm a competitive person, and for me to be trash at something repeatedly, it
So
hurts.
you're,
It hurts your soul, right? Like
It hurts my soul. So I don't want to do it because
I'll just say,
I
if
don't
you-
like being trash.
If you like Injustice,
Nice.
the Mortal Kombat story is just as good, if not better, than Injustice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to watch the story.
Injustice is probably
Absolutely.
one of the best video game stories I've ever heard because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
original.
Yeah, I remember
and obviously
I used to
created-
work with somebody several years ago. They used to tell me like, they're like, if you're into all the superhero stuff, you need to play Injustice. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Injustice changed the game.
You can just
Yeah.
watch the Injustice cutscenes and
Yeah.
just treat it like a movie.
I'll do that at some point. Yeah,
You'll get the
I'll
same.
sit there.
You get the same satisfaction if you just watch the cutscenes.
yeah.
Dude, the game starts with like Supergirl escaping Krypton. Like that's
Yeah, I
so.
thought that was.
that's
I
so
like how they did Brainiac. Brainiac
That's
was
so
really good.
in the
Injustice
cut
2.
of like, wow, you need to be a superhero fan to even understand this, and that's what I mean. Like that's why if you watch the Injustice shit, it treats you like you need to know what the fuck they're talking about, and it's like you don't need to tell people everything like Marvel, like you're a fucking baby. Just nigga, there's 60 years of this shit. Go for 5 minutes, research, then
I
come back.
disagree. I disagree. It's not the same thing.
Bro,
not
how,
say that.
okay,
I get what you're trying to say.
how much money do you
This is a
pay?
new universe.
How much
It's a
money
new
do you pay for
universe.
internet service? How much money do you pay for internet service a month?
$80.
Okay, so utilize some of that for some cost efficiency to learn about some superheroes before you watch something, and then it's
But
like,
this is a new universe. Now I get that argument. If this wasn't a new universe, it's like this is a new universe. This is its own
no,
thing.
no, no.
So
Well,
this
no.
is its own thing.
I know, but I'm just saying it's like it's cool when people don't just waste hours of your time basically telling you something like the basics. It's like just get to something
Hey,
new.
it don't need to be that, but it needs to be some explaining. We need to have some explaining.
That's why we here. That's why me and Deshaun are here to tell you what's the.
All
I was
right.
just saying, whenever someone name drops Lin Kuei, I want it to mean something for everybody because they actually matter.
And it
Especially
meant nothing for
when
me.
Lin Kuei stuff happened.
It
It
will
meant
Alright.
nothing for me.
it will
Like,
retroact.
Cyber Lin Kuei is supposed to be like, oh, this is fucked up, like what they're doing.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
And if
It
they
is-
don't know about the Lin Kuei, then it doesn't have any impact when Cyber Lin Kuei stuff starts happening.
Dude, the whole story Mortal
Now y'all
Kombat.
speaking Greek to me right now.
Okay.
Cyber Lin Kuei, I don't know what the fuck that is.
But fuck man.
Nah, yeah. This has been crazy.
This has been a weird fucking episode. I'm not gonna lie. I had a good time fucking bullshitting about this.
Yeah, this is dope. This
Because
is like
you definitely had like half the people who were just like huge fans. Like the two people on top, huge fans of Mortal Kombat. Two people on the bottom, you know, we're kind of
Yeah.
newbies. We don't know too much about it and shit. But
Exactly.
yeah, today was a dope fucking episode, man. We talked about
I
a
mean,
lot of
this
shit.
is surprising. I don't know how the fuck y'all are Mortal Kombat fans.
Oh, dude, I'm not saying I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan. I'm
Oh,
just
me either.
saying.
I don't play the game.
Yeah, I
definitely
didn't
enjoy that.
play
what the
the
fuck
games.
is Mortal Kombat if not a game?
The
I didn't play
movies
every
and all
game,
that
bro.
other shit.
Chill.
Movies, games, I mean
Been
movies
two
and all.
horrible movies. Why would you be fans of that?
Well, no, I'm talking about like legacies. Oh, I mean the movies. Well, when I watched them as a kid, they were great. As a
Fucking
kid.
Right? Yeah. Like no. As a kid, watching it on VHS, I was definitely like not the cinephile that I am
Yeah.
now, where I was just like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is garbage. Like as a kid, I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like it's
Listen,
nothing you've never seen. Like
Oh,
it hasn't.
before we
Seeing
wrap up,
Scorpion shoot that little 3D snake out of his wrist was bad ass. So
before we wrap up, I just want to say, old Shang Tsung was a lot better than this Shang Tsung.
dude, everything from the last movie was like better and worse, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
He had a lot more intensity in the old movie.
If you
He
had
a
those
way-
actors into this movie,
it was just like the old one was campy, but also it just looked more true to like because Scorpion looked like
Truly original
Scorpion,
content,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Mm.
it's because the thing I will say is like modern Mortal Kombat. I hate how everyone like I hate the art style of like how like everything like the armor like everyone has to have like armor.
yeah, I
Like-
hate that. I hate that when they
Yeah,
do that as superheroes.
Yeah, like everyone has to look like a fucking superhero kind of bullshit where it's like why the fuck just like give them ninja costumes like they're ninjas like so
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you know but things have to evolve, things have to change, like different artists come in. I get it, so whatever, but it's awesome.
All right. Well, it's
I
been
love
real.
this. I love
Listen,
it.
I fucking love. I look forward to Sundays, man. This shit
Yeah,
to
I-
me, like, yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I text Dan, I'm like, I hope it's not 3 hours, and then it is 3 hours, but I'm like, fuck, I had fun.
Exactly. It's like okay, it was cool. It was fun. Yeah.
And like, we try to cut it down, but it's still we're at 2.5 hours, guys.
We didn't even do
Dirty.
fucking news today, but we just talked and
No,
then we were
and
like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
we
we had to cut out news, man. We had to just
Yeah, I
talking
didn't even
about
write any
3
topics.
different fucking movies. No, 3 movies, 3 different subjects, and we're almost at.
just like
well,
you
we're
guys
at
on
2.5
and
hours.
drunk and talking to you guys till 5 p.m.
Right.
So.
It sounds like a fun time. But yeah, so we all have to watch some new shit this week, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yes, sir.
That's been Deshaun. I've been Dracula.
What? That's me.
Well,
It's
I'm
different.
we're looking all over the place.
Is that, yeah, we all
The
got
stream
there's
is seeing
some-
my point of view.
The Sean is here for me. Crystal is over here, and Brandon is over there. It's all the
There's a non-binary person, non-binary person, non-binary person. We'll see you
Okay.
next next week.
It's been
All right.
real. It's been the
You
Real
guys,
Talk podcast. See you next week.
See you next week.